And good evening, everyone, and welcome to McCaskey Stadium in downtown Lancaster. It's prime time, Saturday night football, Week 10. It is the McCaskey Red Tornado from the Lancaster Lebanon League hosting their arch rival in the Section 1 of the Lancaster Lebanon League, the Reading Red Knights. I'm Gordon Blaine from Sports Fever Magazine. You can find that at pasportsfever.com. Joined by special guest tonight, Jim Cantafia, the head football coach for the Section 1 champion, Wilson Bulldogs. And Jim, great to have you out tonight. We should have a lot of fun. Even though these two teams don't have a playoff spot to play for, and we'll get into that as we get through the evening, they do have a lot of pride. And it's a great rivalry of two long-time city teams. These guys not only have a great rivalry in the Lancaster Lebanon League, but in the old Central Penn League. And there's a lot of talent on this field tonight. I asked Al Walski, the head coach at Reading. I asked the head coach at McCaskey, Scott Feldman, what the over and under was tonight. I'm looking for a lot of points.
This is going to be a great football game. Both teams are very talented, a lot of speed, a lot of athletic ability. And I'll tell you what, Gordon, when the season's over, it's a lot nicer being 8-2 than it is being 7-3.
Well, for sure. And, you know, there's a lot of juniors on both of these teams that have made impacts, and you want to keep that program excited, people excited about playing football. And, hey, I think each coach, too, didn't really have to get their kids too pumped up for a game on prime time Saturday night.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. This is the last game of the football season, and the winner of this football game sends them off into the offseason on a real positive note, 8-2 record, and it really propels the kids to want to work hard in the off season and look forward to the beginning of the 2003 season.
Well, you know, it's great football weather finally. You know, we've had some crazy rain, we've had warm, dry weather to begin the season, but we are now with no wind, just a good cold night. The turf is firm, it's nice and green, and it's senior night for the kids from McCaskey. I don't know how you can dress it up any better than that.
Considering the weather conditions that we've all had to play in over the last 4 or 5 weeks, tonight is absolutely perfect. It's a 10 on a scale of 10. No wind whatsoever. It's perfectly calm. The field is in excellent playing shape. So what you're going to see here tonight with the athletic ability, both quarterbacks, Galen and Santana, out there running the multiple option attack, I think you're going to see some big plays here tonight.
Well, it's one of the classic old stadiums in high school sports, not only here in central Pennsylvania, but all across the state. I've been in a lot of them. This is one of the great venues, and I'm looking forward to a great football game. When we come back, we're going to look at each team's coaches and players and see what they had to say about this big game. Reading McCaskey, it's coming up. Reading and McCaskey tonight here at McCaskey Stadium in downtown Lancaster. It's a beautiful stadium here at McCaskey Stadium with Jim Cantafio. This is the Body Zone pregame show.
What a great place. We practiced there the last couple of weeks. What great people at the Body Zone in Wow Missing.
Well, we're just going to have to take the whole show on the road up to the Body Zone.
Oh, you bet. It's a great place.
We got to figure a way of getting these games on Comcast in the immediate vicinity of the Reading City and, of course, in the Wilson area. But that's a story for another time. Let's talk about this game here and the coaches. Jamie Wechter, our executive producer, was out to visit with Al Walski up at Reading earlier in the week and came down to McCaskey then and met with Scott Feldman, talked to a few players. And I think we got Al Walski first, and I'm sure, you know, I think in talking to Al, I mean, and even talking to both teams, everybody's pumped to be part of this primetime Saturday night football scene. And, of course, I think, you know, you got to get your kids ready no matter what the situation is. You can't say they're not playing for anything because they're playing for pride, as you said, Jim.
There's no doubt.
Let's see what Al had to say.
Stop them. They've got speed. I mean, they've got more speed than us. If you look at it, they've got more size than us with Holler and number 75. They've got a couple guys close to 300 pounds. We're playing with 215, 220-pound linemen. That's going to be an advantage in their favor without a doubt. Speed may be evenly matched up, but I think they may have an edge there also.
Well, I just look at this game as just trying to get better, trying to let everybody know that we're going to try to make a statement this game and going on to next season. This is a big game. The two city teams going at it head-to-head. We're going to see who the best city team is.
Look at the overall series between McCaskey and Reading. I think it's 27 wins for McCaskey, 26 wins for Reading. I think there's 2 ties in this series, so that's another thing. We want to try to tie the series up. And there's just been some great games, especially last year's ball game. So we just told our guys, hey, you don't want to be here, go home. We don't want you around. Whether you're a scout team player, whether you're a varsity player, if you can't get it up for this one, then hey, might as well go home and go to bed.
Well, that's well said. You know what? Last year, Jim, 53-46. The two teams combined for more points than the two schools combined in the District 3 championship game in basketball.
Oh, they were talented last year. What two football teams they were. Speed, talent with Perry Patterson. Great game.
I'll tell you what, there you see the seniors ready to give their moms and dads a rose. Obviously, Mom a rose. You know, without the moms, you don't get this done in high school football.
That's for sure.
They're there. First of all, they keep the coach honest.
Oh, yes.
And second of all, they do a lot of work. And they get their son. They get them fed, they get them there healthy, they get them if they're hurt, they're great support structure, the parents, and there they are. Look at those good-looking folks.
Oh, look at them. They're having fun here tonight at senior night. But it'll be a very emotional night before it's all over, because when the final gun goes off here tonight, a lot of these parents will share some tears and say goodbye to high school football.
Now let's hear what Scott Feldman had to say about this big one coming up tonight here between the Red Tornado and the Red Knights.
Well, I think both teams can put up a lot of points in a hurry. You know, hopefully we'll hold them to less than 46, and I don't know that we'll score 53, but it's going to be an exciting game, wide open game, and both teams have an incredible amount of talent, so it should be fun.
Reading every year, they always give us a great game. The past 2 years we've been fighting high scores every game. It's been like a track meet. Both got high-powered offenses, good defenses, and they got a really respected running game over there. Average, 300-plus yards per game on the ground. And then when they don't run it on the ground, they kill you with a pass long when you're not expecting it. So it's going to be a great game. It's just a good rivalry.
And we've had what we felt like were two big games against Downingtown and Wilson, and played poorly in both. And you know, it's an opportunity to go out against a real good Reading team and play well, and that's what we're shooting for.
Okay, I tell you what, we come back. There was a shocking development today in District 3 and statewide Pennsylvania football.
Oh, you bet.
We look at the Penn State Orthopedics and the PA Sports Leader Top 10. We come back, you'll see what we're talking about. We are live at McCaskey Stadium. Coming up, Reading and McCaskey on primetime Saturday Night Football. And it's a wonderful night for football. Cold, crisp, dry, no wind, and we are playing with the two big teams, Reading and McCaskey. A lot of speed, a lot of talent, and a lot of good-looking fans.
Oh, yes, we got a lot of happy fans here tonight. They're going to witness one great ball game to end this 2002 football season.
Shocking news today. You and I were up there in Harrisburg at the Bishop McDevitt, and this was a team that a lot of folks thought had the wherewithal to go out and maybe win a state championship, at least contend for a District 3 championship, and they were stunned, absolutely stunned. It's one of the most stunning results that of high school football I've ever seen. Lower Dauphin beats Bishop McDevitt at McDevitt 23-14. Body's own pregame show here, prime time, Saturday Night Football. Red Knights, Red Tornado, they're on the field now. They're getting loosened up. They're ready to go to war here. Jim Cantafio, I'm Gordon Blaine, and of course, hey, the big news today was the upset of Central Dauphin, or Central Dauphin, Bishop McDevitt and Lower Dauphin.
Right.
And here's what we ended up with matchups now for these district playoffs. In Quad A, Muhlenberg is at your place on Friday night, all games Friday night. Spring Grove gets in, they go play George Chomp and the Rams. 3A, Manheim Central, Lower Dauphin at the Hershey Park Stadium. East Pennsboro at Northern. How's that happen when Northern end up losing East Pennsboro in the regular season?
How about that?
Holy Names at the Lone. Why, I'm missing at a pretty good Trinity team. I think Mount Carmel better watch out. And single A, Camp Hills goes to Columbia. Halifax at York Catholic. I like Camp Hill in that lower 1A bracket.
The neat part about this year, the number 1 and number 2 seeds in all classifications get the home field advantage in the first round.
We'll try to put that up later in the show again for everybody so you can see those matchups. Everybody, as Jim said, everybody gets a home game this year.
And that's the way it should be.
And that's the way it is across the state.
Yes.
First round games.
And right now, you know, tonight here, Gordon, too, we got McCaskey, the number 2 offensive team, and we got Reading, the number 4 offensive team in tonight's ball game.
All right, here we go. Body's Own pregame show. That kind of wraps it up. When we get back, we're going to be talking about the kickoff to primetime Saturday Night Football. Primetime Saturday Night Football. We're getting ready to kick this off. But let's go down to the field to Amanda Goodman, who joins us tonight from the sidelines. Amanda.
Thanks, Gordon. Well, everything's in line for a great football game tonight. The temperature's about 30 degrees, no wind. The field's in great condition, so everything's in line for a great matchup between these two rivals. Back up to you.
Thank you, Amanda. Good job, and glad to have you aboard on primetime Saturday Night Football. And I know you're going to be fine down there. It's a matter of keeping control of this guy beside me here, Jim Cantafio.
Just don't give me the mic, Gordon. We'll be ready to go, buddy.
Okay, we're going to kick this thing off. And the beauty of television is you tell the officials when to start the football game.
Yeah, that's the only time that ever happens.
Both teams 7-2. And, keys of the game, hey, speed, 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 and speed.
Here's one key right now. The opening kickoff of the game, special teams. With so much talent out on this football field, one play can turn it around just like that. So who will start it off right now?
All right. The Red Tornado kicking off is Mike Grimm. They're in the red, of course, and they'll kick off to the Reading Red Knights. We're in the white with the red helmets, and we are underway. Prime time Saturday night football.
James Bryant.
Bryant about the 10. The big fella's a fullback, and he rumbles up. We're about the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you what. When that stud, when he gets the ball, I mean, he's 6'3", 230 pounds of muscle. And when he gets a full steam ahead, he's mighty tough to bring down.
And I say this affectionately because he's a good young kid, but he's got a screw loose, too. That's just right for a fullback linebacker.
He is tough, believe me. We know and faced him the last 2 years. That kid can play football.
And he gets emotional, and he gets his team fired up. So let's see what they do here. And the Red Knights look like they're having a little confusion about who they got in the starting lineup right there. Okay, the Red Knights break the huddle. Nick Galan is that quarterback. We'll see the starting lineups here after we get this first snap out of the way. Double wing set. Galan to the big fullback. No, he keeps it himself, and he'll fake you out a little bit. No gain for the Red Knights. It'll be 2nd and 10. Just underway here at McCaskey Stadium. Hey, the turf looks great. Nice and green, and the weather's been kind to the stadium.
Well, I'll tell you, McCaskey on the first play came out and played aggressive defense. And one thing you have to do defensively when you're defending against the option, you got to make sure you take the dive and take the quarterback, and they had both options covered, and that's why there was no gain on first down.
And notice you'll see one of the starters for Reading is not able to play tonight. He broke his thumb rather, in the last game. Galan wants to give it to his fullback. Fumble. Ball's on the ground. Fumble! And the football looks like it's going to go to McCaskey. Let's see.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And the officials rule it goes to McCaskey.
Great attack. They attacked the fullback on the veer option right there. Great contact. Knocked the ball out. McCaskey, big turnover to start this game off.
That's a great way to get started in a football game, is get a turnover and get a short field with the turnover.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Right there, you saw the McCaskey defense get aggressive, and you have to do that. They're playing good assignment football, and they're aggressive and attacking the mesh.
Timmy Goodson, the senior lineman, made the play on the handoff and the fumble. Now, Angel Santana's the quarterback. This guy's 100 weight and a half, 100 pass, 100-yard guy rushing the ball. Play action on first down. Wide open. Looks like it's Carl Talton, the fullback, who slipped out of the backfield. And a little play action from Coach Scott Feldman. Red Tornado, it's like they're close, and they got a first down.
Well, right there is our starting offense for the McCaskey.
Santana, the quarterback. Talton's having a great year at fullback. He's a senior. Taekwon Cooper, James Brooks, Chris Negron, Jarrell Daniel, all speed right there. These guys can make plays.
Tremendous athletic ability.
Number 70, Joel Holler. Joe Paterno, love to have him playing in Happy Valley next year.
I mean, I think the big difference in this ball game here is Santana, because Gordon, he's a great passer, and I think that's one of the edges that McCaskey has going into this game.
Angel Santana ran the veer there.
And there was a little bit of a problem there with the handoff. There was too much of a gap between the fullback and quarterback.
There's your defense. Randy Carlo, Jamie Laws, Jared Patton. He's tough. You went up against these guys. You know what they're all about.
They're all. I mean, they're very quick. And number 40 in the middle, the best middle linebacker there is in District 3.
Number 19, Jarris Evans.
Probably the top corner in District 3.
He's going to get some Division I offers before it's all said and done. He's a heck of a talent. Santana's up under center now. Puts his wing back in motion, straight ahead to Taunton, who busted into the secondary.
Beautiful read on the inside. Santana on the option, reading the defensive end for the veer. Great job by Santana, handing the ball off to the fullback for a big gain and a first down. I mean, Gordon, they're running a triple option here, right? And you'll see the replay. There's Santana reading the defensive tackle and giving the ball inside to Taunton. Great run.
How about the blocking job on James Bryant there? When somebody got on him and pushed him out of the way. Zach Wise, the sophomore center, got on him. Now there was a whistle.
McCaskey right now, Gordon, is getting off exactly the way they want. They force a turnover, and now they have the ball down to 1st and 10. This is the tough 1st and 10. It's right on the 10-yard line. If they can get ahead right now, they take control of this ball game in a hurry, and that makes a big difference here in the outcome of this game.
I don't know what that was. The officials had a little discussion over the ball, said, okay, let's get back to play, fellas. Santana under center. Look at that big guard, Joe Holler. Sticks out like a big horse. Okay, they're going to pitch it to their Colin Moore, the wingback who came around for that pitch.
Yeah, well, right there, right now, the defense of Reading had a pretty good read on that. They took their defense, shifted it to the wide field. McCaskey came out with a speed option where they tried to get on the corner. You'll see Santana immediately take off. It's called a speed option. Defensive end does a nice job, but if you look, there's the corner. Look at the pursuit coming. There's Bryant. Look at all the pursuit coming from the outside to take away that option.
That was Curtis Barrett who came up from the corner, read it well. Barrett's a pretty good-looking athlete, and he made a nice play. Okay, they'll go back to the pitch, short side. Here's Dalton, cuts it up. Inside
there's a hold.
5.
There's going to be a hold. It was clear as day from there. It's going to be a hold against McCaskey. It's going to go back.
And the officials saw, and you saw the hanky come flying in there.
That was so clear from up here. Basically, McCaskey right now is put the strength to the wide side of the field, came back to the short side of the field with a speed option, hoping that Reading would shift the defense again to the wide field, but there's a result, a holding penalty. You'll be able to see it here on the screen. There it is. There's the hole on number 5.
J.J. Walk was the lineman that went out and got after him. Really, for the folks watching at home that don't watch a lot of football or don't really look at the details of it, basically what holding amounts to is an offensive player tackles the defensive player.
Yeah.
You got to block him, you got to push him, shove him, but don't tackle him.
You can't grab any cloth, that's for sure.
Don't grab and hold on and tackle the guy. You're going to get called for a hold. There's going to be a little bit of
quarterback counter Trey.
And looks like he's going to score. He's in. Santana for the touchdown.
Yes, it is. Last week, Chad Henne went 87 yards for a touchdown at quarterback counter Trey. Why that play worked, Gordon, you'll see the replay when they show it here, is the pursuit of the Reading defense. When Santana stepped off to his right, the entire defense took off. Great blocking coming back. Santana goes into the end zone for a touchdown.
Number 41, John Benzoff.
Not to mention he ran up behind left guard Joe Holler, who kind of blew 3 people out of the way going the other direction.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the misdirection plays are great calls here against a fast pursuing football team.
And the extra point is up, it's good. No good to the left.
No good.
All right. 6-0 in Red Tornado here early. Prime time, Saturday night football rolls on. John Banzoff slid that extra point try wide left. It's 6-0. You know what? We told our good friends from the Lancaster Intelligence Journal, Kevin Freeman, and from the Reading Eagle Times, Mike Drago. They brought 2 notebooks with them after that almost 100-point affair last year. They're ready for anything.
Boy, McCaskey's come out here very impressive right from the beginning.
Oh, here's the big train. James Bryant.
I tell you, McCaskey, we're going to get a look here of the first McCaskey. There's the counter Trey. Look at Holler coming around. Look at the block on the inside. Beautiful run by Santana. And now here's where he goes into that end zone. Great effort.
You know what they did on that series?
Here's the end zone copy here. Look at the way the pursuit. Look at the trap in there by 51. Beautiful executed play.
Cleveland Brothers has the scissors truck in the end zones for all the primetime Saturday games. They give us some great shots from the end zones. Good work, guys. Reading 1st and 10 at the 25. Inside handoff.
Uh-oh.
He's got running room.
Look out.
We're off to the races.
Look out.
It's Khalees Cook. He's to the 30. He's run down by Brooks and thrown out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. And here we go. It's a track meet already, folks.
We got another counter coming back at us. It's amazing. McCaskey scores with the counter. Reading comes back on 1st down with the counter. They're both attacking each other and taking advantage of the speed and pursuit.
And you know what? That's what you do. You actually let the speed work against itself.
Oh, yeah, and they call that the Sally play in the wing tee where the counter comes around. Great play.
And Khalees turns it up here. He runs the 40 in about 4.5, and he showed us why right there. And James Brooks runs pretty well, too.
I guess so.
There's a handoff to Cook again. Now, Cook's going to get a lot of work because, as we'll see when we get our starting offensive lineup up for the Red Knights, their running back, Jason Polson, who had over 200, almost 200 yards against
Hempfield on the play that we just saw earlier. And here comes
Nick Galan, Khalees Cook.
Yes.
Javius Galan now stepping in for Polson. And, of course, there's big James Bryant. And eventually they'll go to the body with the body punch there with him. And there's some pretty good-looking offensive linemen as well. Kevin Patience, John Montalone, some of the veterans there. up front. That's the problem that Al Walsey's going to have. He's got a lot of talent coming back in the skill positions, but he's going to rebuild his whole offensive line.
Yes, they are.
Still, that's going to be one of the top 10 teams in District 3 yet again next year. There's the handoff that looks like Cook again. Cook gets about 2 or 3. Well, they'd make it, 1 or 2. There's your defense. Pat Long stepping in for Kevin Coleman, who isn't going to be available tonight. And there's Haller and Goodson, the real anchors of that line.
Yes,
and Eddie
they are.
Almodovar, we'll call his name a little bit tonight.
Yes, we will. I mean, what we're seeing here tonight, and you'll see the McCaskey defense, you'll see Big Joe in the middle, and they'll move him around quite a bit.
When you defense them, other than Haller, who was the other guy you had to be most concerned about with this McCaskey defense?
Well, I mean, the key is it's not just one person. They pursue exceptionally well to the ball, and that's the key.
All right. 3rd down and about 7 for the Red Knights. This is Galan rolling out, throwing to Bryant. Touchdown, Red Knights. James Bryant spun and made a great catch.
Yes, he did.
Same kind of touchdown, I believe they scored against something like that. They rolled out through Bryant against Hempfield.
That same play against Hempfield. When you get them thinking they're going to run the football, they go with the play action. With the kind of offense that they run, they have to run that play action, and he was wide open. A great pass in the end zone for 6.
Hey, the Reading Band is here tonight, and you can hear them in the background.
I tell you what, we got a barn. This is great. I mean, we got 2 scores back-to-back. This is exactly what we want.
6:58 to go in the first quarter, and the Red Knights will try to take the lead on the extra point. Shades of Albright College last year, I can tell you that already. Snap is down.
And good.
And the Red Knights have a 7-6 lead here. We've got 6:58 to go in the first quarter. After that touchdown pass from Nick Delando, the big guy, James Bryant. Now, James Bryant is only a junior. To see him run out.
Here we go. There's the play action fake on the inside. Gallant. Here's the key. Because of his speed, he was able to carry out and get on the corner and throw a beautiful pass. Look at that, in the end zone there for 6. I mean, what we got here right now is 2 teams, very talented, and they're showing their speed. Both teams right now using a little bit of play action and counter action to get in the end zone.
That was on 3rd down for the touchdown. There's Nick Gallant. I'll tell you what, this guy really knows how to. He's your classic quarterback for this kind of offense. He really hides the ball well.
Well, last year they had Alex Jackson, both their quarterbacks, and Gallant. I mean, he only must be 150 pounds, but he's so cat quick, and he makes great reads on the inside. And when you fall asleep, he'll slip that play action pass in there and hit the fullback in the flat.
Now that drive went 75 yards.
And how many plays? Very short amount of time.
Of course, Khalees Cook had that big breakaway run, and he's going to get his touches tonight. We'll see them go to that series where Bryant pounds away for inside yardage, and then they soften you up inside and then bounce somebody outside.
That's exactly what they do. They use the big hammering ram on the inside, and they get you stuffing the inside, and then they come with the counters and misdirection, which is quite obvious. That's a major part of their game plan here tonight.
Tim Luss is a sophomore, and he kicks it off. 7-6 Red Knights up. He punches it down there. James Brook at about the 11. He's dangerous on the kick returns. Ooh, there's a wicked block. 2 wicked blocks, and then Bryant goes down hard. And there may not be a playoff spot on line here, but these guys are playing for some pride right now.
Oh, my goodness. There were some awesome blocks on that kickoff.
Winkin & Associates, financial services, ability to compile all your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement, long-term care, home health care, so your hard-earned life savings is not spent on medical costs. 763-7365. See Bob Langan. Good guy. Let's go! 1st and 10 Red Knights. Here's Santana back to throw.
Screen.
Throws it out to Talton, and there's James Bryant all over it. They were blocking him in the first series. Not there.
Well, what happened? McCaskey spread the field that time, but Bryant's sitting there in the middle linebacker. He's killing a key in the one back in the backfield. Great job reading the screen and jumping it before it could ever materialize.
2nd down and 10, no gain. At least he got back to the line of scrimmage. 6:25 to go first quarter. There's a replay of it.
And you'll see Bryant coming from your left. Great play.
Well, he just covers about 6 square yards when he comes over there. Inside with the football.
Well, what's happening here right now, Gordon, is
that was Tyquan Cooper there, Jim.
Yeah, and what's happening right now is Reading is moving their defense quite a bit, more so than I've seen them do all year long. They're giving different looks, and there's James Bryant down over the center in a nose guard position, so they're giving McCaskey a lot of different looks to confuse him on the line of scrimmage.
Well, if McCaskey wants to spend a couple players trying to block him, that's just going to free it up from other guys as well. In motion is Cooper, and there's penalty flags. Somebody jumped. Scott Feldman will give you all kinds of different looks with this offense.
You know, it's amazing how momentum changes so much in a high school football game. The opening kickoff, the first set of defense for McCaskey looks like they got the momentum. They get the ball, they score. All of a sudden now, Reading comes down, scores, and they have the momentum here right now, and it looks to be in control of the game at this point in the first quarter.
There's Al Walski trying to get something straight now with his guys.
He's got to be feeling good. They responded. They came right back after the McCaskey score to take the lead.
Well, I know it's a wicked rivalry between Wilson and Reading, but you got to tip his hat. He's done a pretty good job there at Reading.
Oh, he's done a great job at
slant pattern, and there's Bryant ready to just eat up the wide receiver, Brandon Way, who, you know, has been used sparingly this year because he never really got back from a hamstring injury he suffered back in track season. But he was there, and James was ready to lower the boom on him right here.
I don't know too many wide receivers anywhere in this country that would have went for that football with James Bryan zeroing in on it. I mean, that would take one incredible player to do.
And, hey, credit James there. He didn't try to kill him. He came up and hit him and held up. That's a good football player right there.
Now, Reading's going to get great field position here right now, probably on the McCaskey side of the 50-yard line.
Grimm punts the ball. It's taken on the run.
Look out!
By Jarris Evans. Evans, the +2 cracks. He's going to get him to 5, and he's knocked out of bounds by the punter at the 3-yard line. Boy. Oh, my goodness. Twice he looked like he was down. No. And he bounced off the tackles.
We talked about athletes. Are we seeing athletes out here? I mean, these kids can run. And how about the blocks?
Jarris Evans, as advertised right there on the punt return. It was a low liner, and he came up courageously to catch it. He gets nailed by the first McCaskey punt guy, and then he spins out of a tackle by Brooks, and then he heads to the end zone. There's another nice block.
Another beautiful block.
And he's got help down the sidelines.
Boy, we're seeing big plays at the best here.
Nice play by the punter, though, to get him out of bounds.
Evans is one great football player.
1st and goal to 3 for the Red Knights. 5:09 to go, first quarter. Looking to add on to that 7-6 lead. All kinds of great football already in this football game. Give it to the big fella, the big train, and he charges in for a touchdown. James Bryant from 3 yards out, his second touchdown already in his first quarter. And the Red Knights up 13-6, 5:04 to go, first quarter.
Wow, talk about momentum here. Big play, Jarris Evans on the punt return, and then they give it to the big man on the inside for 6.
(13-6) Red Knights. And line up for the waypoint extra point. So Bryant goes in from 3 yards out, and the Red Knights are up 13-6. Kick is up.
That's good.
And it's a good one. 14-6 Reading Red Knights. The way better banking only from waypoint. That's your waypoint extra point. Let's see if McCaskey can get back in this as you see James Bryant storm in for a touchdown.
Look at the strength of that young man.
14-6, still the first quarter as the Red Knights get ready to kick it off.
Big series coming up here, Gordon, for McCaskey. They need to get back into this football game before it gets out of control.
Squibber. Fearful of a big kick return. Picked up by the Red Knights. Derek Gardner, who's a 5'8", 150 sophomore. Yeah, there he goes. Some good old veteran fans out here in a beautiful cold evening. Penn State Nittany Lions, they won today. 18-7. That looks like Joe Paterno II.
Here we go. There's a gunner good look inside. Hand the ball off to James Bryant. Anytime they get 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, they're going to give it to the big guy because he's going to get it in the end zone.
Straight ahead power right there. Santana.
Oh, no doubt.
Santana now wants to try to get this offense back in it, and believe me, they've got all kinds of firepower. He's got 3 wideouts here. Talton behind him. A little bit of veer action. And they got all over Talton that time.
I can't tell you. You guess on who's on the tackle on the inside that time. Big number 40 stepped up in the box and took away the fullback on the handoff.
I'm telling you what, he is a terror out there.
Oh, boy.
How did you keep him under control?
Well, we were very lucky. Let's put it that way. Very, very lucky to keep. He's a great football player, one of the best that there is in District 3.
I'll tell you what, it's a nice, nippy night. It just feels great right now. This football field is holding up well. 2nd down, and about 7 for McCaskey going to run the motion.
Oh, they're in trouble.
He's on the ball's on the ground. Now he held on to it, but he goes down.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm telling you, Gordon, the key is Reading has come here tonight with some new defensive fronts, some adjustments. They're shifting. They're taking Brian. He's down on the nose guard position. Oh, my goodness, did he destroy the center on that play? And there he is into the backfield with all kinds of pressure. McCaskey right now is in trouble on the line of scrimmage.
Which isn't usually the case. They usually can hold their own on the offensive line of scrimmage. Sometimes they get in trouble defensively.
There they go again with the shift up front, causing McCaskey a lot of problems.
Santana puts Brooks in motion, and now a penalty flag, a whistle. 3:39 to go here in the first quarter. Red Knights on top of the Red Tornado, 14-6.
Right now, the Red Knights are in complete control of this football game. And like I said, if they right now, they're going to force McCaskey. If they hold him here, another punt, the Red Knights will get great field position. McCaskey could be in trouble early here, falling behind too much, Gordon.
Now, don't take this question the wrong way, but why would you put in new defenses? Of course, you want to win football games, but why would you, in the 10th game of the 10th week of the season?
For that reason, you want to win football games. That's the whole key.
Santana looked like it was a design quarterback draw. He's close to a first down, but not quite there.
Yeah, and guess who's on the tackle? Number 40. The young man is all over the field tonight. He's playing like a man possessed and someone that wants to. And I'm sure everybody's got to realize that this guy here is going to be one of the top recruits in the state. You'll watch. He'll come up from the outside, and he'll make the tackle on Santana.
That looked open for a while, but there he was. Back to punt now for McCaskey is Grimm. Michael Grimm. Good snap, no rush. Booms it out of there. Sailing punt. Taken by Evans. Here he goes again. He's trying to squirm away, but that time he got trapped in there by about 4 or 5 Red Tornado on the punt cover team. Sponsors make this all possible through 10 weeks of the high school football regular season. They'll also make it possible to have some playoff action. Toyota, Verizon, of course, Sports Fever Magazine, PASportsFever.com. Over 1 million page views in the month of October. Prudential Financial, the $500 scholarship to each team in this, and of course Saturn, one of our title sponsors, along with Prudential Financial. Each team gets a $500 scholarship that participates in primetime Saturday night football. Here's the big fella.
Fullback trap.
Can you hear the locomotive rumble?
I'll tell you, there's a good fullback trap in there. McCaskey right now, they've got to buckle their chin straps, Gordon, because they cannot afford to let Reading drive the ball down the field and get up by 2 scores here. Here comes a trap on the inside. You'll see Brian taking the ball. Nice trap. Look at the beautiful hole. Good blocking on the inside. And you get that horse moving, man, he's tough to bring down.
He stepped out of the tackle of the McCaskey lineman, Jack Ruiz. In the secondary has to make the tackle. Carl Talton made the stop. This time they give it to the big fella, and that time they ran the veer. They ran an option to the right side where the quarterback can read the defensive end. McCaskey did a nice job attacking the mesh and taking away Bryant. So we have a 2nd down and 9. But that's what they have to do. McCaskey hasn't had trouble taking away the inside veer, but what they're getting caught up in is the counters and that fullback trap on the inside. How about Jason Matthews shot the gap there at the linebacker spot and got right on the big fella and took him down. Nice tackle.
Yes, he did.
1:45 to go here, first quarter, 14-6 Reading. And you never know with these two teams, any play can go the distance. They go to the big guy again. They're just going to try to pound away here.
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, they're in good position right now, up 14-6. They're controlling the line of scrimmage, and they're going to keep pounding it with the big guy on the inside until McCaskey can prove to them that they can stop him.
Does Coach Wolski see this as 4-down type situation right now?
Not yet. The ball's not inside the 40, so it all depends. If they get it down to a 4th and 1, yes, he'll go for it, but if it stays 4th, 3, and he won't. He'll punt.
There he runs right out of the tackle that time of Matthews after Matthews made the tackle on the last play. Halfback in motion, Galan rolling to his right, throwing down the middle of the field, incomplete. He got it behind his tight end, Nathan Lewigard, who's a 6-foot, 190-pound junior.
Yeah, he came out on that. That was the same play that they ran earlier for the touchdown. And Bryant was covered in the flat. and he tried to get it over the top here. It's the bootleg off to the right side of the ball. He looks at Bryant first and then goes over Bryant's head right there to the tight end coming behind him a little bit too high on the throw.
All right, then Reading, as you said, Al Walski will punt with less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Red Knights up 14-6. They're going to play a little bit of field position football right now. Good snap. Pretty good punt. It's an end-over-ender. They're going to hit short.
Oh, nice bounce.
People need to stay out of the way of that. If you're McCaskey, it rolls dead inside the 10. Let's check down the field with Amanda Goodman.
Hey, Gordon, how you doing? I got Zach here. He's a big Reading football fan, and we saw him on the sidelines doing something pretty unusual when they scored. Zach, why don't you go ahead and show us what you can do? He's trying to get lined up here.
All right, yeah. Give that man a contract.
Great job. I don't know. Could you do one of those?
I think so. I'll have to go get another new hip put in. 41.6 seconds here in the quarter. The Red Knights, the Red Tornado, need to get something going and trying to run up the middle. That's not going to happen right now.
I think the whole key to this football game so far, at least in the first quarter, has been Reading's ability defensively to disguise what they're trying to do. They're doing a lot of movement up front. They're doing a lot of shifting, and they're showing fronts that they've never shown before. And I think it's really confusing McCaskey's blocking assignments up front.
That was Talton, and they were all over that defensively. The Red Knights got to feel pretty good about their game plan right now. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Santana under center. He's back to throw in the pocket. He's going to throw fade pattern. Just out of the reach of Brandon Way. A pretty good looking talent when he's healthy. 2 seconds to go as the clock stops, and the Red Tornado looking for third and 9.
Notice
on their own 9.
McCaskey went for the bomb. Good move. You're deep down in your end zone. But notice they didn't go against Evans on the left side because he is very good. So what they're trying to do is get this field position. Right now, McCaskey's backed up in their own end zone area, and they're having a difficult time getting any movement to move.
And you see a lot of the steam coming from the players' mouths, but I'm sure they're very comfortable.
It's a beautiful night.
Yeah, they're playing.
Beautiful.
When you're running football in a football game, you're very comfortable in this kind of weather. In motion is Brooks.
There it was.
And there's Talton busting the veer, wide open, first down, Red Tornado, and that's what they're looking for. And that's what happens. He comes out of like he's shot out of a cannon, and that's what the veer will do for you if you find the right time to run it.
It's assignment football, and if you don't take your assignment, boom, the fullback will kill you, and he'll get the big play. That's one of the biggest plays in the game so far.
And 1 quarter in the books. 14-6 Reading. Yeah. 14-6, Reading McCaskey starting the second quarter. The Red Tornado got out of that hole field position-wise. They're out to the 31-yard line. They'll have a 1st and 10. Down 14-6.
See, they're in a 52 defense right now, and that's unusual for Reading on the inside.
And there's some pretty good defense to stop Taunton on the handoff.
I mean, following Reading like we have for a long time, they're a traditional 4-3 kind of football team where they have 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. On that last play, they took Bryant, put him over the nose, bumped their 2 linebackers inside, and went with a 52 look. And that's something I've never seen from them before. So I think that adjustment here has caused some confusion for McCaskey.
2nd down and 10. No gain with Carl Talton.
There they go again.
Just underway in the second quarter. In motion is Colin Moore, and another penalty flag.
That time it looks like encroachment there on the defensive line stepped in the neutral zone.
Let's see what the call is. Offsides.
Yep, offsides.
The officials have been just wonderful this year with our primetime Saturday night football telecast. They are super cooperative, understanding that we've got to have certain breaks in the game to make the thing work. You did one of your games, a great and entertaining game. I think it was one of the breakthrough games for the program because people all over District 3 saw it and said it was a very entertaining game.
Right.
Your game with Hempfield.
Oh, they played a great game that night. That was a great game for the fans to watch. I don't know, it's so great for the coach. A little nerve-wracking.
That's a lot of fun. In motion is Cooper, and they give it to the fullback, Carl Taunton. Now, Carl Taunton doesn't look like your classic fullback. He's a small guy, but he's tough.
Oh, he hits the hole quick, and he's very physical. and he does a great job on the inside. Reading did a nice job that time cutting down that inside veer. You can see the quarterback reading, but they're crashing. That's the key. They're attacking the mesh point, and they're forcing the quarterback to make some quick reads.
We got some real good hitting going on in the line of scrimmage, and we got a chess match going between the offensive coordinator for the Red Tornado and the defensive coordinator for the Red Knights. Now they put Bryant right up over center. Oh, goodness. And Santana's going to break it out and keep it. He's on the run. He's got one guy to outrun. He doesn't, but he's got a big gainer inside the 20. At the 20, they'll put it down. And Santana this time, when they put Bryant in there on center, he sucked the defense in and he bounced outside.
Well, they ran the option to the left side. And, you know, we said this earlier. There's so much talent out on the foot. There's the inside veer action. Santana kept it. Nobody in the outside for the quarterback. You have to play option responsibilities when you're going against the option. And if you don't, you get burned. Santana, great play. First down and 10 on the 20-yard line, Gordon.
How about Santana's speed there? I mean, he was leaving people, and really, Hintershitz had the angle on him, and that's the only way he was going to make the tackle.
He's a heck of a football player, and he's a very tough kid.
Loves to run the football. You know, he gets up under center. He gets his helmet, putting his strap back on his helmet, and he's under center to call the signals. Gets it to that halfback, Brooks, coming around.
They tried to get the counter. I mean, they're going to try to get the big plays. I mean, they've been running the veer and the option, and they tried to show it and come back against it. Great job defensively by Reading, shutting it down.
I think the defensive penetration of the front folks for the Red Knights kind of pushed that a little bit too deep. And then Brooks couldn't find the seam. Good defense, great tackle by the linebacker for the Red Knights, Troy Godinay. Santana, two-step drops, going to throw fade.
Oh, it's picked off.
There, and it's intercepted by you-know-who.
Evans, you don't go at, I'm sorry, you just don't try to go after the young man. He's a tremendously talented young man. What a great job. He took that fade away. There was no way that ball could be thrown in there.
Evans was right there and made a great play. This is where our Cleveland brothers scissors struck in the end zone. Gives us a great look at things.
You'll see him make a great effort right there. What a beautiful interception.
Santana may have underthrown the ball a little bit as well. He's going for
there's no
Chris
way
Negron.
Just no way that ball could have ever been completed. I mean, he was covered like a blanket by Evans.
You got to throw that ball up over his shoulders, not where he can make a play on it. Unfortunately, Santana didn't get enough air under it. And the Red Knights look a little confused coming out of the huddle. They send two people off, but they're ready to go now. They're up to the line of scrimmage, and they're on their own 1-yard line. So that's almost as good as a punch in a way.
Sure it is.
If you're not going to get first downs. But now it's up to the defense to hold. Now there's penalty flags, and that may be too much time.
You're right here right now. McCaskey must hold, force a punt, and then get great field position.
Red Knights are going to take a timeout and figure out this confusion, and they're up 14-6. 9:21 to go till half. McCaskey Stadium, second quarter. And after the timeout, the Red Knights come to the line of scrimmage, where they're back inside their one now. They're actually running their offense in their end zone.
Oh, my.
And here comes the big fella. You can feel that locomotive a freight train come rumbling down the tracks when he hits in the secondary.
I mean, who didn't know he was going to carry the ball on first down there? But they did a great job.
Again, another look at it. It's just good old-fashioned power football. Smash mouth. And after a while, the little guys in the secondary get tired of trying to tackle that.
Oh, you don't want to tackle it. That's the thing. You hope he doesn't break through. I mean, that was a great play there. I mean, second down and 2-yard line.
All right, Galan's the quarterback. 8:35 to halftime, and the Red Knights in charge of this one, up 14-6. And Galan hands off. Pretty good defense by the Red Tornado. Handoff went to Javius Galan.
You'll see it here right now. They went with a sweep action to the wide side of the field there, and McCaskey did a great job coming up from the outside and stopping it for no gain.
That was actually Hintershitz. You call that the jet sweep there when you ring that halfback and you kind of catch him coming around?
That's not the jet sweep. The jet sweep, you come across the formation in tight.
In tight, real tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chaffee Fields used to run that for Penn State way back
yes.
when.
Well, that's called the Penn State sweep, according to Fort Chapman, if you ever talked to Fort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Another man in motion. And this time it's Cook. And this guy doesn't want to go down. 7:40 to go here to halftime, and the Red Knights are trying to get out of this hole, and they're moving the football.
Yeah, they came back that time with the same kind of wing T sweep to the left side. A little action. Big first down for Reading on that. Great. They got out of the hole right now. They're out to about the 15-yard line. They got out of the hole.
There's Wolski on the sidelines for the Red Knights. First down for Reading. 7:30 to go to halftime. Okay, Galan is under center. He's got his 2 wing backs and a guy in the slot.
Again, you're talking about the jet sweep. The motion they just showed there on that play is the action of the jet sweep. And then they give the ball to the fullback up inside. And you'll see Central Dolphin run that play, very successful. You get the linebackers to look at the motion coming across, and then they sneak the fullback up inside on the quick chap with Bryant.
And that was actually Darius Scott that carried there. That's another big fella. Darius is a 5'9", 205 senior. He's getting a touch or two. I'm sure that Coach Wolski's going to try to get his seniors enough touches, as many touches as he can tonight.
Oh, another timeout.
And then Reading doesn't like what they saw. And we're going to step out. Red Knights are leading the Red Tornado 14-6 here at McCaskey Stadium, 6:34 till halftime. What would you do without cheerleaders in a football game, Jim?
Oh, they have to. They add a lot of excitement into it. They really get into the game.
Yeah. And they dress up the sidelines quite nicely as well.
Oh, yeah, but they keep nice and warm. That's why they got to cheer the entire game.
They're fired up. They're having a lot of fun. They always have a lot of fun. Okay. Reading's going to try to figure this thing out now offensively. They've been doing pretty well. They got a 2nd and long.
There's a quarterback counter.
Going to keep it and go right side. Now everybody's going after Bryant. And with the fake handoff, he's sucking
There's a
defense
face
that
mask.
way.
There's a face mask penalty against McCaskey on this play.
Yeah, this has been something that's happened to McCaskey throughout the season. They've just had some...
Oh, no, it's a holding penalty.
But back to McCaskey, they've made some dumb mistakes in inopportune times in big games.
No doubt. There's the quarterback counter Trey coming back with Galen. Great job on the inside by McCaskey seeing it.
All right, where's the hold?
Couldn't see the hold up there, but the official called it, so that means it's going to be 10 yards from the spot, and that's going to put Reading back to the 10-yard line. Now, McCaskey must hold here right now and force a punt so they can get good field position with enough time here to get it in before the half.
Well, I think the McCaskey defense is really a little tougher in this series. I mean, they're starting to tighten it up a little bit. I mean, even though the big guy's rumbling, he's got to earn everything he gets right now.
Well, we said it earlier before the kickoff that special teams will play an important part of this game, and it has. That one kickoff or punt return there by Evans set up the 2nd touchdown that has them ahead here.
But of course, turnovers are always playing in every football game. Already one turnover has been converted to 6 points by McCaskey, and that's Reading does not want to turn it over right here.
They came back with the same play to the other side.
Galan trying to slip past the defense. And he got about 2 or 3 yards, but he's got a long ways to go.
Again, Reading's trying to take advantage of the McCaskey defensive quickness. They came back with a counter to the left side with Galan, who's a shifty ball carrier. I think coming into this game, he's had over 800 and some yards. There's a guard and tackle pulling to the left side.
But the McCaskey defense seemed to read it pretty quickly. They were getting blocked, but they were there.
No, they did a pretty good job. It's 3rd down and 12 here right now. This is a big play here for McCaskey. They've got to come up with the stop.
5:20 to go to halftime. 14-6 Reading. Big 3rd down and long. About 3rd and 13 on their own 13.
Now they did the old try to sneak the fullback through on 3rd and 13 because everybody thinks you're going to be throwing the ball. They gave it to Bryant, but McCaskey wasn't fooled. They stopped him for only a 1-yard gain, and now it looks like McCaskey will get very good field position here with an opportunity with 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the half.
Zach Wise, one of the tackles there, and Patrick Mong, who got the start tonight in place of Kevin Coleman. He's a junior, and they both were there to make the tackle on the big fella.
It looks like McCaskey's lining up to go for the block here. Whether it's a fake or not, we'll find out.
Cooper's back on his 50.
They're going for
Tyquan
it.
Cooper, they're coming, and they almost got it, but didn't get it. Ball's going to hit short.
Now they
stop at about the 36. It's down there, no flag, and they'll get great field position to start this drive on the 36-yard line. There's Mike Guglielmini and Prudential Financial, York office, 1643 Rodney Road, New York, 764-5944. Proud sponsors of Primetime Saturday Night Football. Whether your concerns for your financial future are about retirement, college funding, or just getting started, your financial professional call was Mike Guglielmini. Is Mike Guglielmini, rather. Okay, Red Tornado, 1st and 10 on the 36 of Reading. And there's a big gainer. And let's see who got the run. That looked like that was... I missed who carried that football right there. Santana kept it and ran for the big gainer, and a first down. There he goes. And he
first down and 10, Gordon, down inside the 30-yard line. This is a big opportunity for McCaskey.
Look at this, three
That's their
receivers.
Stacked look over there. That's their stacked look. When they run this, they've been running a lot of option with it.
3 stacked to the right.
Quarterback sneak.
Santana keeps it. And he bounces out of a tackle, and he's got another pretty good gainer, almost another first down inside the 15.
I think he has a first down here, Gordon.
Pretty close.
They came out with that stacked wide receiver look over here, and they usually do it to try to get defenders away from the action, and then they come inside with some kind of running game. But the quarterback sneak, he hit in there hard. You see him, he bounces off to his left. This Santana is a tough kid. Good football player.
Hey, but let's just give Zach Wise a lot of credit. He was getting leveled by Brian on the nose, and that time he got right in Brian's face and held his own, giving Santana enough time to bust out of there. First down, Red Tornado. Now whistles.
Penalty.
False start.
Man, you don't want that down here. I mean, you got the ball 1st and 10 on the 15-yard line. You can't have the mistakes.
The Red Tornado really managed this whole sequence here in the second quarter well. They forced the punt, they got good field position, and they moved smartly down inside the Red Knights 20-yard line, but now they get a false start, procedure penalty. They'll lose 5 yards.
Yes, they will. Now they're going to have a first down and 15 from the 20-yard line.
Harrisburg Copiers, one of our sponsors of Sports Fever magazine, Lebanon Valley College. Of course, the athlete of the week at PASportsFever.com is U.S. Army Athlete of the Week. Saw them in the pregame show, the Body Zone pregame show. And Santana throws a quick little out pass to...
Very good play there right now. I mean, that's first down play. They picked up 9 yards on that, bringing them down to a very respectable now 2nd down and 6.
Let's see who caught this pass.
Number 14.
Tyquan Cooper with the catch.
Great catch.
Cooper's had some
great catch.
Cooper's
nice
had some
block on the outside.
He's had some big games this year, scoring some big touchdowns. Now a timeout by the officials. Looks like Talton had to get something done with his helmet. Yep, he's okay.
Well, McCaskey's got a 2nd down and 5 here right now. Great job on first down.
2 wide outs to the short side and 2 to the wide side. Puts Cooper in motion. He fakes the handoff. Santana, he's going to keep it. He dives in the end zone. Big time play.
What a play. I mean, he looked at it. They ran the veer to the left side, and it looked like he should have gave it to the fullback, and he actually fouled the fullback up in the hole. What a great effort to get in the end zone. But now they have to go for 2 here to tie.
He leaped into the end zone from about the 3-yard line, and it was a touchdown, Red Tornado, 14-12 with 3:07 to go.
I tell you, this Santana is a tough cookie. Did a great job there getting into the end zone. That's 2 touchdowns for Santana here in the first half.
Conversion attempt, the Red Tornado.
Big play coming up here now to tie this ball game up.
On for 2, puts Colin Moore in motion.
Yeah.
He's going to keep it. Going to try to slide into the end zone. Didn't quite get there. So Reading holds its lead as the Red Tornado come up short on a 2-point conversion. 14-12, 3:07 at halftime here on Primetime Saturday Night Football. The Red Knights holding on to a 14-12 lead as the Red Tornado got back into it with a nice short field drive, 36 yards. And a great effort for the touchdown, 10-yard run by the quarterback, Angel Santana.
McCaskey has turned in after a fumble recovery, a short touchdown drive, and then after a punt, short punt, another short touchdown drive to get their 12 points.
This is Evans on the squib kick, looking for a run, and he navigates his way up the sidelines, close to the 40, and a penalty flag.
Boy.
A late hit.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't see anything late down on the sideline unless somebody said something. We'll find out here.
Watch this effort by Santana on this touchdown. Again, as you said, Jimmy follows the fullback after faking the handoff to him.
I honestly think he missed the handoff, and then he decided to follow him up in the hole.
Penalty marker down, personal foul indicated against the Red Tornado.
Yes, he did. There it is, Gordon. He missed the handoff there to the fullback, but what a great athletic job by him getting into that end zone.
He stumbled on his own after he got out of that situation. Here's the extra point try. Fake to Talton.
On the walk-off, the ball was marked.
Great job by Redding on that play there. Great pursuit, great angles. I tell you what, this is not what McCaskey wanted. After the kickoff, they've received now 15 yards against them. It gives Redding a 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line.
Now Galan and Bryant are behind Galan. Javius Galan behind Nick Galan. Khalees Cook is the halfback. He's going to give it to the fullback, Bryant, who got outside, and he rumbles for about 9 yards, about the 36.
Yes, he does. If you're a defensive back and James Bryant comes on the corner, that is not a good sight. It is not an easy thing to do because he's a big man. And a great job by Gallant, reading the veer, giving the ball to Bryant, and letting him get the tough yards.
2:35 to go to halftime, and now with the penalty, dumb penalty, out of bounds hit or push or shove. And that 15 yards on top of a pretty good little kickoff return by Evans sets them up with a short field, and they're in great shape right now.
I mean, they're in 4-down territory right now, which you don't want them to be because they can grind it out. But you got 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the half. I think they have to move it a little bit. I don't think they're necessarily going to be able to just run it into the end zone, especially with 3 and 4 yards at a clip.
All right, Jack Reeves had to come on for Joel Holler. I think Joel had an equipment problem, had to go off, and I think had something worked on with his helmet. Bryan is the fullback. Fake handoff. Galan pitches. Great pitch.
Oh, what a run!
He got out of about 2 tackles. There's some great hitting going on right now.
Oh my goodness, they did a great job right there. I mean, McCaskey was right there. They had the option covered perfectly, but they did not wrap. They hit and they did not wrap their arms.
Javius Galan is a sophomore, and he's got his chance tonight when Jason Polson broke a bone in his hand in your Wilson game last week.
Boy, what a run. Beautiful run.
He came out of there surprised. He was on his way for the end zone. 1:45 to go, and the Red Knights looking to answer that McCaskey touchdown. Galan's going to pitch it again. Here's Galan again. Oh, you know what that is. 2 O's, and that adds up to holding.
Well, you know, here it comes. There it is. There's the holding call.
I love the white hat official calls holding. He's like, guys, what are you trying? You can just see it in his face.
Nobody ever wants to see those yellow flags fly, especially after a nice play that would have picked up about 8 yards down to about the 10-yard line. Now it's going to come back.
And that's a break for the Red Tornado.
No doubt.
With 1:31 to go.
It's going to be a 1st down and about 14 rather than a 2nd down and 2 from the 9-yard line.
Let's see if we can pick it up. Actually, I think it's like behind the play here is where the hold was.
It was downfield, right there. You couldn't see it, but the wide receiver had to hold the defensive back's jersey.
All right, now it's going to be 1st down and about 14. The ball back on about the 20-yard line. That'll make it 13. 1st and 13. Rolling right, Galan, fake a reverse, going to throw into the turf, incomplete. He was being pressured by Moore and by Santana, who came after him.
I tell you, there was a little miscommunication there. It looked like it was going to be a reverse, and it ended up not being. Don't be surprised here. Reading last week scored a touchdown on a double reverse pass.
All right, Reading's going to call a timeout with 1:06 to go here in the half. And going to tell? What do you think they're going to talk about in that huddle right now?
I think there was a little miscommunication on the last play. They had a reverse looking coming back, and the receiver coming back looked a little bit confused and looked to the sideline. Reading last week against us threw a double reverse throw back to the quarterback for a touchdown. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come back with a little bit of a reverse. I mean, we're down to 1:06 to go in the half. So unless they can sneak an inside gut trap or a quick veer, we might see a little bit of razzle-dazzle and trickery in the last minute here.
He's saying that we might see James Bryant throw the fullback pass?
Well, what happens here a lot of times is that they're so concerned about people going wide, or some kind of trick play, you forget about the fullback sometime and you pop it through. But if they don't, then maybe a reverse kind of toss, halfback pass is something they might try to do here.
1:06 to go in the half. At halftime, we'll have the Penn State Orthopedics Sports Medicine points. We'll have our Toyota Penn State report, update, Joel Holler recruiting. And boy, I think Penn State fans are going to continue to like what they hear from Joel Holler. And we'll tell you what happened with Penn State today. Pretty good game with Illinois. And they give it to the big fella. You better wrap him up, and they didn't.
You don't just... They came out and tried to run the veer to try to sneak Brian through. But now as the clock is running, we're going to be down under 50 seconds. We're going to have to come up with a pass or two here to try to get the ball into the end zone.
I'll tell you what, just saw a real neat thing when Louisgard locked up on Goodson, and they had a real battle there to block each other. They both went down. They both helped each other up.
The other thing is maybe a counter coming back here.
The line's going to throw a fade to the end zone.
He got it.
No, he didn't hold on to it.
And is there a flag? Yes, it is. Pass interference down there.
Curtis Barrett looked like he was going to get that for a touchdown right there inside the pylon. The penalty flag comes down, and are they going to call offensive interference? Ooh, this is a tough call.
They are calling offensive interference.
Wow, how about that call?
Tough to see from up here, but be interesting to see.
And there's Awolski. Obviously, he's only 5 yards off the sideline.
We're going to get a good look at it here right now, hopefully. Let's see if we get this look.
Delon puts it where only his guy can catch it.
Now we missed. It was obviously before that there was a push.
He was going,
and the official was going right for the flag, so he must have seen it.
He was going for the hanky in the backside there.
Oh, is that a big play here, boy? That brings him back to the 32-yard line, takes him out of field goal position. Big play defensively, and a loss of down.
29.6 seconds to go to the half. Reading clinging to a 14-12 lead. Looked like they were threatening to score, but now they've got themselves backed up on a 4th down, and they'll go for it because it's a loss of down on that penalty.
No doubt. Maybe a reverse counter here to try to sneak one by.
And I think Reading's going to call another timeout.
Timeout, Red Tornado.
Red Tornado's going to call a timeout.
Yeah. Well, I think what he wants to do, with 29 seconds to go in the half and 4th down and forever, you want to get back there. You want to get your guys settled. And look, keep everything in front of you. Don't let anything get behind you. Don't come up on the action. Let them get 10, 15 yards. It doesn't make a difference, but don't get caught coming up because you think it's a run.
Well, let's take a look at our sponsors for primetime Saturday night football. They've been with us all year. Of course, West Shore Health Club, World Gym, Frank Kindler, his football team. Camp Hill Lions are in the playoffs. Of course, Bob Langan and Wink and Associates. Bob's been a great supporter. Cleveland Brothers, what we've done without them with the scissors truck at all of our games. They've given us some great pictures. Mohawk Arts, Bob Cadell, he sponsors the primetime Saturday Night Football trophy to the winner, PA.net. They are our backbone to primetime Saturday Night Football.
And there's Gene Fick. Look at Gene Fick, the manager for the Reading Red Knights. Look at that.
He's saying hi to Jim.
Gene used to be our manager at Wilson High School years ago.
What'd you do to chase him off? Was he up for free agency? Here's the pitch to Cook. Cook's got great running. He's going to score.
Oh, my.
He's in for a touchdown. Oh, my. Khalees Cook on a pitch, and he goes all the way on a 4th and long. Touchdown, Red Knights. And they take a 20-12 lead, and that's a big, big play here in the final 20 seconds of the first half.
That's a backbreaker here. You're talking 4th and forever, and they run a toss sweep for a touchdown. Oh, boy, what a great play by Cook to get in the end zone.
They must have been looking for so many different things, and just the old basic football there. Pitch it and let them run.
Oh, boy. Now, this is a big extra point now because it'll put Reading up by 9, which means McCaskey's down by 2 scores.
And the extra point by Lust. Oh, it's not a good snap. He couldn't get it down. He didn't get it down, and boy, that's a big play in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is. It's a great play by the McCaskey defense.
Of course, all the extra point tries, sponsored by Waypoint Bank. Way better banking, only from Waypoint.
Wow. I mean, how would you think of it?
How many Waypoint Bank extra points have we had? Prime time Saturday night
all
football.
this was a simple toss to the left side. Just a great job by the Reading foot out front, making some blocks. Nice there. That's the big play right there. Broke the tackle, cut it back inside, and there he is into the end zone for 6.
Here's the snap. And the snap was
low. The snap was low and off to the right.
9, 8, 8.
No, he's fine.
No, when you put the knee down on a snap, that's okay.
That's fine.
You're allowed to get back up, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
On a snap. On a snap. Because that's the way Penn State runs that snap hold or fake for
you
scores.
Can do that in extra points.
They beat Michigan was one of those back in that snow game.
They ran an option there. That was good.
Chris Ganners scored this year already on that play.
Hey, if you're Al Wolski, you got to feel good about yourself here right now. Instead of going into the locker room 14-12, they're up 20-12. They're up a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I mean, they got to go into this locker room feeling really good about themselves.
Well, here they are, knowing that they really weren't going to go on and play in playoffs, and they put new stuff in with their defense this week, and their kids responded.
There's no letdown here tonight. You can see that in Reading after a tough loss last week. There's no letdown in their game here tonight.
Little pooch kick picked up by Jesse Gerardo for the Red Tornado. Lust just kind of punched it. He's a good-looking kicker. If you want to get tapes of any of these games, including tonight's game of primetime Saturday Night Football, you want to write a check to Wechter Video, and you want to send that check to 231 North Oak Street, Lidditz, 17543.
Well, right now we'll probably see McCaskey here take somewhat of a knee. I don't think they're going to go for anything here with 13 seconds to go in the half. They may, but right now they're going to take a knee. You see the fullback dropping back 10 yards.
And he does, and that's going to end the first half as they clicks down the final seconds. I think Amanda's going to try to get Al Wolski as he comes off. Amanda Goodman on the sidelines. And Reading, impressive, really. Impressive on both sides of the ball right now. 20-12 with the Red Knights on top of the Red Tornado here at McCaskey. And we'll see if Amanda can get to it.
She's going to get him.
Coach Wolski, he's there. Let's see what Coach Wolski has to say here.
Hi, Coach. Impressive first half. What are you telling your team in the locker room this halftime to keep the momentum going?
We've got to line up right on some formations that we weren't lined up right. We were still fortunate, picked up a couple yards, but we've got to line up right. And we're going to go over just some basic things, alignment, and then we feel we have some opportunities to move the football.
Sounds good. Well, best of luck to you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Amanda. Good work. We're going to step out, though. The Red Knights on top of the Red Tornado here at McCaskey Stadium. It's halftime for primetime Saturday Night Football 2012. Reading over McCaskey. And we're back to halftime at J.P. McCaskey High School, McCaskey Stadium. And it's senior night, so the seniors are presenting roses to their moms and walking off with their dads as they're introduced. And great moment, really, I don't think people understand how much work football is for the kids. I know my son this year, Patrick, started playing junior high football, and it's still, we have no football without the kids.
That's right.
And it's a lot of hard work.
Oh,
and,
it is.
And it takes a lot of guts for the kids to get through a season.
Well, this morning when I was up at Bishop McDevitt, and after the game, you look out on the field, and the Bishop McDevitt players did not want to leave the field because they knew it was their last game. The tears, the hugs. It's amazing what this game means to so many people, family, and to players. And we always talk about this with coaches. The last night is always a very sad night. It really is. When the end of the game comes, you feel sorry for those kids.
There's Eddie Omodovar getting ready to meet his parents. Let's take a look. Of course, today, Penn State, the Nittany Lions. How about that defense, Jim? They beat Illinois 18-7. They had them shut out pretty much for most of the game. and they really shut down Ohio State's offense last week.
The offense right now has gone into a funk here the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, here's the strange thing. It's old-fashioned Penn State football, defense and a big tailback.
Unbelievable.
Let's take a look at Joel Holler, and there he is. And Joel, of course, is the feature of our Toyota Penn State report, because Joel is in everybody's recruiting list as the top recruit in Pennsylvania, and of course Penn State would love to have Joel Holler wearing the blue and white for the next 4 or 5 years.
I hope he is in blue and white next year.
Let's see where his head is right now as he walks off with his parents on senior night.
Penn State, December 6th weekend. I didn't schedule it. This is the one of the official visits I didn't schedule when there was a game. Like the other ones, I'm going when there's a game, but I already saw a lot of Penn State games, so I'm just going to go up there. They're going to show me academics, show me what they have to offer, and then just talk with the coaches. They're looking offensive tackle. They got a lot of guys last year, but some of them are playing on defense. Some of them are guards. They said they need a tackle, so they just like my hard work. They like my grades a lot. That's cool. They like that. So just the way I play on the field.
He's talked about visiting Miami, Virginia Tech, Ohio State, and Penn State. He has one other that he hasn't decided on yet. So, I mean, they're all quality programs, and he'll make a good decision. You know, he's not rushing it, and you know, wherever he goes, we're going to be behind him 100%.
Well, I know he talks about the fact, Coach Feldman talks about the fact he can't wait to get to the film, to look at the film of a game on a Sunday afternoon just to see what the kind of crazy things that Joel did on the football field. It's been an amazing career for him. And not only is he a big guy, but he's a talented football player.
Yes, he is. Very talented. And, I mean, a little prejudice on the story. I hope he goes to Penn State. I'd love to be able to follow his career. It's nice to see the local kids stay local, but he's a heck of a football player with that size and athletic ability. You don't see too many of them.
Well, we're going to hope that Amanda Goodman can track down his parents and get some thoughts from them and sometime during this halftime. So we're going to step out to catch our breath. The Red Knights lead the Red Tornado 2012 here on Primetime Saturday Night Football. Halftime, primetime, Saturday Night Football. There it is, Reading McCaskey, and it's the Reading Red Knights. I believe it's the Reading Red Knights band that's out there entertaining us at halftime. So let's, in our halftime, every halftime, we have the Penn State Orthopedics Sports Medicine Points. Tonight we're talking about groin injuries, and of course the cause of a groin injury, it's acute injury, hard kicking type motion, and of course overuse. And a lot of football players suffer these injuries throughout the season. A lot of athletes do as well. And of course the initial treatment is to try to get it stretched out, and you want to always try to strengthen that area so that you can avoid injury. Obviously that's preventative sports medicine. That's called getting in the weight room and staying in shape and working hard in the off season. Recovery, obviously very many different ways to do that. This is one of those injuries that can hang around, and you got to probably, the bottom line is rest it and then build its strength back. So I want to thank Penn State Orthopedics, one of our sponsors of Primetime Saturday Night Football, as well as the Penn State Orthopedics District 3 Top 10, which you can get by going to pasportsfever.com. Let's go down to Amanda Goodman now, who has Joel Holler's parents with her. Amanda, take it away.
Thanks, guys. With me is Fred and Judy Holler, parents of Joel Holler. Thanks for joining us. Now tell me, how hectic has it been through this football season, the college visits?
It's really been pretty hectic. Some nights the phone doesn't stop ringing, and he falls asleep, and so we take some of the calls.
You've taken some of the phone calls, and what are you telling these college recruits that are calling your son? Are you giving him any advice? What are you telling him?
I ask if they like what they're seeing, and if that would be the fit for them, if my son would be all right for them.
What's the number one thing that your son's looking for, and you as parents are looking for your son while he's choosing a college to play?
I think the colleges that are after him are all number one, top quality. And my son's just like any other student that doesn't know exactly what they want to do, and it's great to be undecided. In fact, the colleges will say that the first 2 years are a standard program of just getting the basics down. And then you have to specialize, and that'll give him more of a chance after he does that.
Now, how important are the academic program at the universities when he's selecting a school?
It's very important. Very important. They have to have a good academic program for my son, and as well as a good football program.
Now, tell me the truth. Do you want to see him playing in blue and white next year?
I want to see him playing where he wants to play. That's the answer. All the schools stress their academics. They have great academic support, and that they always stress that when you go on a visit. So.
Mom, you want to keep him close?
I like to see him play. So wherever he decides, it's fine.
And one more question I think a lot of people here have been asking. What is this 6'6", 335 boy eating?
Well, whatever he wants to. No, he eats very healthy. Judy's a great cook.
Well, thank you very much, and best of luck to both you and your family as this decision pans out. Back to you guys.
Man, the great work. You know what? They are great people. The
Yes,
Hollers.
they are.
And they don't. They never forget. They never forget all the people that have worked with them over the years. I know they're real good to the media, and they've had a real tough task in their hands dealing with the media. Families really got a lot of work cut out of them.
It is not an easy thing because the college coaches can be on you all the time.
They tell me the only guy they want to talk to is Kevin Freeman of the Intelligencer Journal.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
All right, we're going to take another break at halftime. The Red Knights lead the Red Tornado 20-12. Talking to Mike Drago and of the Reading Times and Kevin Freeman of the Lancaster Intelligencer Journal. Check out their columns and stories. Tell you what, these guys do great work. They love doing high school football and high school sports as a general.
Yeah, I know, but the problem is sitting next to me here in the press box, I got to be careful everything I say because everything they say is quotable, and he's got to be real careful.
Jim, you're never careful about what you say,
yes,
young man.
Yes, I have. You know, as much as people say I like to talk, it's not so.
Okay, listen, let's look at the highlights, the Saturn plays of the game here, and as the Red Tornado, the Red Tornado make their way out. And there's a good crowd tonight, a good cold crowd. There's the first touchdown as Angel Santana ran that counter tray, and he scored from 16 yards out. Nick Galan rolled out and hit the fullback, James Bryant, for a touchdown. That made it 7-6 Reading. And the Red Knights gave it to the big fella after a big punt return by Jarvis Evans. And here's a great effort again by Santana to dive in for the touchdown.
Super job.
14-12, and then here's the pitch and a run. Just a simple pitch out late in the first half. Khalees Cook ran through a tackle, turned it up, and got into the end zone. And that's what you got at halftime. 20-12, Red Knights. And we'll take our final break of halftime. If we come back, we'll have the kickoff to the second half. And there are the Red Knights. Troy Godinay is stretching it out and trying to get it ready for the second half. And Jim, what to look for here? Reading kind of has control of this football game in a way.
Well, you know, two big plays that I look at. Cook's touchdown at the end of the first half and Evans' punt return there in the first quarter, I think are the real key to this first half here. Big plays. When we said it earlier in the beginning of the game that special teams would be a factor, and it was. But who would expect on a 4th down and 25 with 20 seconds to go in the half, you'd run a toss sweep for a touchdown? That was a backbreaker. McCaskey needs to come out here at the beginning of this second half and take control of the line of scrimmage, get back into this ball game. They cannot afford to give up another touchdown and go down by 15 or 16 points, or I think they're going to have a tough time coming back.
They don't have that passing game they had last year with Perry Patterson. 2 touchdowns for Santana on 2 nice runs, and 2 touchdowns for the big fella, James Bryant. One on a nice touchdown reception, and we kind of tippy-toed in the end zone. Right. And then he he's powered in from 3 yards out.
This first drive of the second half is always key because you come out of the locker room, you're still a little bit cool, you're not warmed up, you're not back into the flow, and we'll see what kind of adjustments McCaskey made at halftime and how they're going to attack Reading defensively. What's amazing, and you look at Reading kicking off here, James Bryant, the young man's all over the field. He's even on the kickoff team, dead smack in the middle of the field, Gordon. I mean, could you imagine running a wedge up the middle? I don't think too many people will attempt to do that.
Tim Lust on a 2-step pooch kick. Punches up Tyquan Cooper, fields it at about his 25. And he's going to pick his way, and Cooper's dynamic on these kick returns. He's had some nice ones this year, and he gets great
field position. Great way to start. They're out to the 40-yard line. Can't expect much more than that. Now we'll see what kind of adjustments and how they will attack the Reading defense here to start out the second half.
I'll tell you what, these two teams, I mean, they can just all of a sudden go off like a pack of firecrackers.
That's the scary thing about playing these guys. When you play them, you're on the edge of your seat because you know on any given moment they can turn something little into big and get into the end zone.
Brandon Way getting a start here in the second half with James Brook. They go wide right. And Santana looks like he raises up from center. He's going to maybe call another play. He's going to keep it himself, and he's not going anywhere.
Well, the funny thing is they started out in the beginning of the first half. They were shifting to that 5-man line. Now they showed the 5-man line, and they shifted back to a 4-man line to try to confuse the offensive line of McCaskey, and they've been doing a very good job of it. Right here, Santana has no room. Excellent defensive pursuit by Reading.
Jamie Laws made that tackle along the line of scrimmage. Now they got 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. 2-step drop by Santana. No room there. Pocket
and there's
collapses.
A hold.
They're going to call holding, I think, on Cook.
In the secondary. It looks like Cook's got called by a hold here. We'll see.
Brooks was, he kind of grabbed him as Brooks ran by him.
I tell you what, there's such great athletes out on this field. If you look at the defensive backs from Reading, they're playing 2 yards off the ball. They're up in your face, and they challenge every move you make. And if you can't run and you're not athletic, you will have a very difficult time. We can't see the replay here as far as the holding is concerned, but it looked like there was hold, and it's because they were up. There we go. Maybe a little bit look here. Now we're missing it again.
Did you see that with that one camera angle there where he was looking like he was going to try to throw a little out to Negron out there?
Well, it looked like, you know what he was doing? They were playing press coverage. They were up in her face. I think he was trying to throw a fade over the top, but the coverage was so darn good he couldn't release the football.
You know, Jairus Evans has everything and as advertised and then some. This guy's big league defensive back. That's Talton, and he doesn't get much as the Powell moves forward, but didn't need to. It looks like he's got the first down. They're going to move the sticks.
Well, what you got to do here is you got to keep the defense honest. You got to pound the middle, and then you go outside with your option game and keep people on the inside. There's the handoff and the read key. They picked up a couple of tough yards and got a first down, and now they're inside the Reading territory.
First down, Red Tornado at the Red Knights 47. Defensive shift. Somebody moved on the offensive line, if the defense shifts and the offensive line moves, is that against the defense?
It's not. You can't, in the NFL, you get called for that anymore. If you cause the offense to move, you get called defensively, but there's no such rule here in high school football. The defense can move all they want, and that's exactly what's taking place here right now. Reading is causing McCaskey problems up front because they're moving their defense and they're shifting from one look to another look.
Right now, you'd say it's a pretty good coaching job by the Red
They did a great
Knights.
job. I've never seen them do this before, and there they go again.
And they drop Bryant back about 5 yards, back to throw Santana on a draw play.
Nothing inside.
Nothing at all.
There was great pursuit by the front line of Reading. And I think that shifting, what has to happen for McCaskey, when they see the shift, their quarterback has to delay a little bit, let them shift and let them get set, and then the offensive line can pick things up.
Jared Patton was there, as well as Darius Scott again. Second down, about 14, the 49, again the shift. Santana at quarterback. It's confusing him, and he slips trying to run some option, and he slips and falls.
I'm surprised there what happened. What happened there, Santana went under the center and then jumped up under it. You see he stood up. He took his hands from underneath the center and simulated a snap movement. I'm surprised the officials didn't throw a flag the last time, and what he did was try to pause a little bit. See him do that? That's a penalty right there, and it should have been called by the officials.
Now everybody's worried about where James Bryant is. The guy is he's so intimidating. Santana throwing it out here in a wing. Nice catch and a run. And not quite enough for a first down. Threw it to his fullback, Talton.
It's decision time here right now, and I think McCaskey will go for it because I think we're like 4th down and probably a long one. Or they might even have a measurement here right now. Nice play.
You know, last year there was a completely different offensive look for McCaskey with a dynamic quarterback in Perry Patterson. This is a whole different offense, yet it's still key to a dynamic quarterback. Angel Santana has really held his own in his own way following Patterson.
I'd love to see some of these big-time college offensive coordinators come to high school, and from one year to another, your menu changes.
Yeah, with all kinds of different personnels you can't keep control of.
No, you have to change things. You got to adapt, and I think they got the first down here. Santana on the quarterback sneak did a nice job on the second effort to get the first down. and give McCaskey, yes, they did, first down almost on the 35-yard line in Reading.
If McCaskey would have been a playoff team, we'd be talking about Angel Santana being one of these big-time superstar quarterbacks.
No doubt.
And you know what? That's what he is, and that's our point.
Oh, well, both these teams here deserve to be in a playoff. They're both good enough to compete with anybody in the district on any given night.
I know you wouldn't want to face them again, would you?
No, I would not.
Okay, under center, 1st and 10, Red Tornado. They're moving the football at the 36. Oh, there's Evans again. Oh, my, picked it right off. He just played the quarterback and went right to it.
Oh, boy.
He is too good. Why even try it?
I don't even know why they're trying to attack him, because he's too good and he proves it day in and day out. I don't know why.
Coach Walski tells me that he's got Division I and 1AA interest. It's solid. It's firm. He just hasn't gotten that offer yet. He expects it to come soon.
Well, I know a lot of college coaches, when they come to Wilson High School, ask me about him, and I have nothing but high praise for that young man. That kid can play football, and without a doubt, we'll be playing it somewhere next fall.
He took Brooks right out of it.
Boy, that's a big turnover. Big turnover here with 8 minutes to go and 30 seconds in the third quarter.
1st down and 10 at the 32. Big fella. Ooh, there's some pads popping right there.
Yes, yeah, there was.
Ooh, man.
Great popping right there. They ran a little bit of outside veer. I think the quarterback there probably wishes he had to do the play all over again, because he would have probably rode Bryant in and kept it and would have been on the corner.
James Bryant is a personality to go with the football player. He is one rugged individual.
We're sort of happy to see him play offense, because it took a little bit of his mustard out of him on defense. Last year when he played one way, look out.
Now they split one of their halfbacks wide, and Galan's going to run the pitch to Cook. Cook's a good-looking running back. He's only a junior. Khalees Cook, 6 foot, 175, gets the pitch from his junior quarterback, Nick Galan. And again, the Red Knights have all their skilled players back next year.
Yes, they do.
They're just going to have to find some people up front.
Yes, they do have all their people back in the backfield. They're skilled quarterbacks, receivers, fullbacks. I mean, and again, you got to replace the guys up front, but they have the skills, and every year they do, and that's the scary part about their offense.
Of course, you got a lot of great skilled players back next year as well.
Well, you know, we'll see what happens when in our league. You know how it is, the Lancaster Lebanon League, when you got to go up against these two guys. They're talented.
7:51 to go, third quarter, 20-12 Red Knights. They're going to take a timeout, and we'll take one with them on primetime Saturday Night Football. And the Red Knight cheerleaders. And our guy down on the sidelines, Greg, he's trying to get them to take his cues when we come back to the picture. Way to go, girls. Good job. Hey, keep it up down there. Make some noise. Ooh, I'm still getting over that shocker today, Jim.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's the thing about high school sports. It's a beauty of these upsets. Okay, out of the timeout, a little look into the tight end, Louis Guard.
Big play.
From Galan, he put the ball right where the big kid could catch it with his hands, and he gets a first down out to about the 49.
After the snap, he faked the dive off to the right side and hit his tight end on a little dump route on the left side. Nice little pass, a jump pass almost. Good catch. Big first down out the midfield almost.
I'll tell you what, that looked like a Johnny Unitas jump pass right there, didn't it?
Back in the old days, everybody used to do it.
Look at that. That's a great play. Hey, I'll tell you what, that's called execution. And that's some good athletes making some good plays. They get a first down out to the 47. And they put the big guy in motion.
That is a penalty.
Yeah, that's not looking real good right now. It's something how Al Wolski told Amanda they were going into that halftime about we were lining up wrong and getting away with it, and looks like they're still doing that.
Yeah, that play there, what they just got called for, was the same play that they ran when they scored the touchdown at the end of the first half, that toss sweep to the strong side.
Now, why can't the fullback, though, move if he's moving laterally? That's sort of like that crab walk.
He can go in motion, but he went forward.
Oh, he moved forward.
He moved forward. Once you move forward, okay, then you're going to have to eventually come flat. And when you can turn it into flat, you're fine. But he didn't. He was moving forward on the snap of the ball.
And they're going to decline the penalty, which is going to set up a second down about 14. 7:15 to go in the third quarter. Kind of no rhythm to the game right now. Neither team seems to be getting in the groove. Now Holler's going to get right on the guard, on the center rather, on the nose there. And McCaskey's jumping around defensively.
Yes, they are.
And they're going to pitch it back to Cook. Oh, Tolton.
Nice job.
Tolton jumped all over that.
Yes, he did. They did a great job that time defending the option. They had Bryant covered. They had the quarterback covered. They had the pitch covered. That you can't play the option any better than what McCaskey did on that play there. Super job defensively. You just watch the replay here.
This is just two good football teams.
Quarterback covered. Watch Tolton come out there from his linebacker position.
Two good football teams came to play tonight. They're getting the coaching has been there, and both the defenses and offenses have really kind of matched up pretty evenly.
No doubt. I mean, could you imagine if this game did meet a district playoff spot, the kind of intensity it would have generated? But these guys have come out here tonight and played a great ball game.
Well, they put the Galan in motion.
There's the counter.
There's the counter inside handoff to Khalees Cook. He gets to the 49 rather, and they're going to have to punt the football, and that's the kind of defense that McCaskey's looking for. Now McCaskey's defense jumping around, taking some different looks.
No doubt about it that time. It was 3rd down and long, and Reading's very predictable in that situation with the counter, and here comes Cook back on the inside. They've gotten big plays from that all year long, but a great job by McCaskey's defense to stop it. This is a big series here right now. 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. McCaskey needs to generate some offense.
The punt comes out of there slow. Not going to be. It looks like Kyle Davison was thinking about running up and fielding. It's going to roll and dribble dead at the 20-yard line, where the Red Tornado will take it over 1st and 10.
That's a great job by Reading right there. You punt the ball, no return, starting from the 20. They got to go 80 yards. And you know, in high school football, Gordon, the odds are against you that you're not going to go 80 yards to score a touchdown.
Well, the beauty of high school football, though, anything can happen.
It's unpredictability.
Anything can happen. Things happen so quickly.
But just look at last night. Everybody picked Muhlenberg to beat Boyertown. It didn't happen. And no one picked Lower Dauphin today to upset the mighty
Bishop McDevitt Crusaders. That'll go down, something talked about for a long time. And they give it to Tyquan Cooper as he comes around from his wingback spot.
Again, they try to hit with the counter. I mean, you notice all the counters that are being run here tonight because both defenses are very quick and they both react to action very well.
Game number 23, 2nd and 7.
And neither team has the big, oversized offensive linemen that we saw today up there at Bishop McDevitt.
Oh, my. They look like a professional offensive line the first time I saw them in person. Quarterback draw.
There goes Santana again. He gets out to about the 26, 27. He'll be faced with about a 3rd and 3. It's going to be a big 3rd down coming up with 4:40 to go in that 3rd quarter.
This is a big play because this might be their final touch of the 3rd quarter here. They need to move the football. They've got to get they've got to win the battle of field position right now, which they're not.
And it's getting pretty cold right now, but no wind. It's almost kind of comfortable.
It makes a big difference when there's not the wind.
3 wide receivers stacked to the right, and they throw it out to Brooks. And, oh, what a great defensive play by Curtis Barrett, the senior, junior, 6'2", 175. He got right between the two guys who were designed to block him and took down Brooks, tripped him up.
No doubt. They came up with that stack look and then did a quick screen off to the short side of the field. Just a beautiful job coming up, beating the block, making a great tackle for a loss. And now McCaskey is forced to punt deep in their own territory, and Reading will now get the ball inside probably McCaskey territory to start again. Evans
and Cook are dangerous, very dangerous.
Oh, boy, you don't want to kick it to him.
He mishandled it, but picked it up back at his 41.
Nice job.
Good coverage. 20-12, the Red Knights set up with a short field again, looking to tackle and more here. 3:33 to go, 3rd quarter. 20-12, 3:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3:33, that would be big 3:33,
yeah.
Right?
Yes,
You're involved in picking that team. You guys did a pretty good job last year. You proved me wrong.
Yes, we did, Gordon.
Back to throw, Nick Galan.
Oh, there's a nice pass. Nice ball. Oh!
On the fingertips of Nathan Frizzell, but he couldn't hold it.
No, beautiful pass, though. I mean, just a little bit overthrown, but a great job of Galen getting the ball. I tell you, that's a good call by Al Wolski right there. They went for the home run. You wouldn't expect them to go for that home run right there, and they did. So now it's a 2nd and long, but it's a good call because they're in great field position.
Well, there's a guy who doesn't throw a lot of passes, but what he's throwing tonight, he's done a real good job throwing.
Yes, he did. Just a little bit longer. That's a big play.
Bodes well for Red Knight fans next year with that kind of quarterback coming back, a whole year under his belt. And Al Wolski's really kind of been calling the unexpected tonight on a number of occasions. I think the coaching job they've done on the Reading sideline and getting ready for this game all week has been just as good as we've seen all year.
They've done a great job.
And that's going to be too much
delay
time.
Delay game.
That was a quick whistle, though. Wow.
I tell you what, I wish they would have the clocks in high school football. That would be really nice to have those clocks in each of the end zones with 25 seconds on it. It would really make the game a lot easier to play because, like you see there, you know, college and pros, they have the clock in front of you. They know how to get out, when they have to get out of the huddle, how much time they have left. We have a problem in high school. It's difficult sometimes.
Well, you know what they're going to say about that now.
Too much money. That's exactly what they're going to say.
We don't want to go down that slippery slope right now. We need to get into this playoff situation, though, before all too long here. Pitch it back to Cook.
Oh, nice job. Fumble. There is.
Picked up. Oh, run. They're going to say no.
They're going to say it's down.
Moore was down, but there was a scoop job by Brooks. He was heading for the end zone.
Oh, we got to get a replay on this one here to see what went on over there on the sideline.
Our guys will have it. Colin Moore got on top of it, and it wasn't.
Let's see. Let's see it here right now. Let's see it.
Pitch to Cook. He's hit.
Well, the ball's out.
Cooper.
There's no doubt about it.
It's a fumble. Cooper stripped it of Cook.
The key thing is, let's see.
There's Moore trying to cover it up.
Nobody has it.
He still doesn't have possession
Nobody
of it.
has
Ball's
it.
free.
Nobody has it.
Brooks picks it up, but they're going to say that Moore had possession. Not quite.
No, nobody had possession on that ball.
Doesn't matter. That's what the officials call. They're going to.
That's right.
McCaskey comes out with a 4-wide out set. Only the back is Tolton. They got a short field with 3:17 to go at the 35. Give it to Tolton for about 2 in that veer in the center of the line.
They keep hitting that veer, hoping for that great shot or that one big play where we burst through on the line. Again, Reading did a nice job taking away the inside veer. Quarterback came out. Defensive end crashed. Not a good read on the defensive end. Probably should have kept it and came outside.
2nd down and 8 at the 33-yard line. Clock running here in the 3rd quarter. 2:50 to go. Santana.
Now he kept
it himself. There he goes. Left side's got a 1st down. Evans gets him and hog ties him out of bounds.
It's amazing when you get a quarterback running the veer. That play before, he knew he should have kept it. Okay, he came back with the same play, and he kept it this time and got a big play and another 1st down. Watch him here. The defensive end crashes on the dive back. Quarterback keeps it. Outside linebacker did not pursue correctly. Santana turns into a nice play for a 1st down.
Daniel was locked up on that defensive back, battling to block to get some more room for Santana, and he got him some. 2:29 to go. 1st down, Red Tornado on the 22-yard line. Santana quickly to Colton, and what a hit that was. Oh, James visited. James stopped in. Hello, James.
Yes.
Mr. Bryant, Mike Drago from the Reading paper tells me that if James gets that offer from Miami University, the Hurricanes, he's coming.
Oh boy.
Right there, that was a hurricane coming right out of the Gulf of Mexico. Of course, his brother, Sam, plays for those Pitt Panthers.
Yeah, and I hear Pitt has offered him a full scholarship, right? And there's going to be plenty of other full scholarships coming his way. There's no doubt about it.
How about those Pitt Panthers this year, huh?
Yes.
What an effort.
How'd they do today?
Well, they're playing tonight, I think.
Playing tonight.
Okay, all of our apparel. You'll have to get you a shirt, Jim, from Premier Screen Printing. 560-9088, pscreenp@aol.com.
Oh, boy.
It takes an art to be able to read an email address.
You better believe it.
And they get us all of our nice shirts, and maybe Jamie can find one of our guys with, well, all the T-shirts are covered up tonight. And there's a timeout. We're going to stay right here.
And we got a big play coming up here right now. This is one of the key turning points of this ball game here with McCaskey with a 3rd down and 6. Down inside the 20-yard line, Gordon. They've got to get into the end zone here. It's a great opportunity. They have to get in to close the gap here.
James, just to remind everybody, and maybe Jamie can find this board while we're here on his break, but 4A Semifinals, Friday night.
You got it.
Muhlenberg is at your place.
It'll be at a 7:30 start, we were told by the district. 7:30 start.
All games start at 7:30?
Well, yes, they told us 7:30, so I assumed everybody else is 7:30.
Spring Grove is at Central Dauphin. I feel pretty good for Greg Trone, though. He's done a great job down there getting that program on its feet.
Super job.
And we'll get over the triple, double, and single A matchups as we go through, and we'll lament one last time, at least before the playoffs start, as to why these two teams and others like them aren't playing in a playoff game. Santana at center.
Penalty marker down.
And there's a false start.
Well, we'll have to see if we got a start by the offense or we encroach in the neutral zone by the defense here.
Well, Tim Goodson came.
It's on the defense.
Came dancing out of there. Looked like he may have jumped. I guess somebody stepped on his foot.
That's a big play. Big play.
Sponsors for prime time Saturday night football. Speaking of sports, Jed Donahue's Daily Sports Talk Show on 1390 The Ticket in Lancaster, 1460 The Ticket in Harrisburg. 5 to 7 every day. Premier Screen Printing. Just talked about them. Way better banking, only from Waypoint, the Waypoint Extra Point. Westhaver Construction, thanks to Steve Westhaver being a big supporter of prime time Saturday night football and Football Fever 2002. 1:13 to go, and they're just
looks like McCaskey has gotten a first down and 10. We got a first and goal on the 10-yard line here. Santana on the keep for a big first down for McCaskey.
It's been all Santana right now. He's making all the plays for the Red Tornado.
Now that time they ran what we call a midline option, where your fullback went directly over the center and the quarterback faked and kept it.
Now Santana's not a big kid. He's 5'10", 190, not small either, but he took on that tackler and drove him for 3 yards and a first down. How about that play? Put him in motion, and he turns around and comes back as Tyquan Cooper running right off tackle there. Sort of a spin move.
Little counter misdirection play, something that they haven't done all night long, to try to get the Reading defense moving in one direction, come back in the other. Now we're going to have a second down. You know, the toughest part about getting, here we go, a little bit of an action here. It's a counter trail, a little bit slow developing, and because of it, the pursuit by Reading was on top of it. Here we go, second down.
2nd and 7 at the 8. Santana keeps it himself. Time he got whacked by Bryant. He shot the gap and tripped him up.
He is playing an inspired football game, that young man in the middle there, Bryant. I mean, now another big play here. Here we are. The ball is down on the 4-yard line. We got 3rd down and 4. You know McCaskey now has 2 downs to get into the end zone.
And we'll see that big play when we come back. 3 quarters in the book. It's going to be a barn burner down the finish here.
Yes, it is. No doubt.
Reading clinging to a 2012 lead, but the Red Tornado is knocking on the door.
Welcome back to Primetime Saturday Night Football. With me right now is Juanita. Her son is number 40, James Bryant for Reading, the gentleman you've recognized, tearing it up on both ends of the field this evening. Juanita, tell me about your son. He's being recruited. He's being looked at right now. Is there any colleges that he's more interested in right now, or is he keeping all his options open?
He's keeping his options open at this time. He's getting a lot of mail. He's getting a lot of notoriety. He's taking his time. He has another whole year before he has to decide.
And I understand that his older brother plays for Pittsburgh. As an older brother, is he giving his little brother advice as to what schools to look for? And
when it comes to sports, yes. They're like 2 peas in a pod. The heads are together, and they're talking back and forth to one another, giving advice, telling where they should do this and do that in order to make the game better. Yeah.
Well, you should be very proud. Your son is a phenomenal athlete, and best of luck to both of you.
And they run the option. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Mrs. Bryant. And, hey, big touchdown run right there on the pitch. They ran it perfectly.
Well, here comes one of the key plays in the ball game, the 2-point conversion. Let's see what Scott Feldman can pull out of his bag of tricks to get into that end zone. Great job right there. Santana coming out, riding the fullback inside, pitching off. Great job getting into the end zone by McCaskey. They turned a turnover into 6. So here we go. It's 20-18. Just fresh into the 4th quarter. McCaskey comes out over the ball for a 2-point conversion.
And they're going to call a timeout. And we'll take a timeout. Now make that 20-18 is the score. 11:54 to go in the football game.
These guys.
Huge play coming up here. First play of the 4th quarter. Brooks runs it in from 4 yards out. Now McCaskey tries to tie by going for 2.
Here we go. Oh, my goodness.
Not going to work. Missed the snap, and the extra point fails. They're down 2, 20-18.
Oh, boy, that changes the complexion here a little bit. Still 20-18, and Reading holds on to a slim lead here with pretty much the entire fourth quarter to go. And we're going to see, I guess, a great finish coming up.
Here's the touchdown play. Faked into the line and pitched it back. Just a classic fake and pitch option. Brooks took it in for the touchdown.
Nice job. Nice job.
That was textbook perfect, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Beautiful job. Oh, boy, they fumbled the snap on the extra point, boy.
Oh, that's the number one thing that just drives me nuts. There's our cheerleader. All right, girls, thank you very much. Our executive producer, Jamie Wechter, just demanded that we do one of those cheerleaders type things. 11:54 to go. Okay, Jim, what are you going to do here now? McCaskey's defense, do they try to be aggressive here, or what are they going to do here to try they got to get the ball back?
They have to be careful. I mean, there's a lot of time in this ball game. They got to play assignment football, because if they don't, Reading will break the long run against them. So there's plenty of time here. No time to, you don't need to do anything real crazy. Just play solid defense. You're going to get the ball back.
I think Reading just wants to execute here. Put the ball in the hands of their players. Kickoff is fumbled by Evans. He picks it up. It almost looked like the ball hit him and stunned him. He looked like he didn't quite have himself together there.
That's the big
that was Brian. That wasn't Brian
right now on the kickoff return.
That was Brian. Now, we were telling you a little bit about the Quad A matchups. We're going to show you right quickly. You can see there's the Quad A. Muhlenberg at Wilson, Spring Grove at Central Dauphin, Mannheim and Lower Dauphin at Hershey Park Stadium. That's going to be something else.
Yes, it will.
East Pennsboro and Northern, a rematch from the regular season. Holy named alone. Why I'm missing Trinity. Very good, Jim. Very good team. And Camp Hill. That should be a lot of fun. Camp Hill took it to Columbia, undefeated season last year.
Yes, they did.
Knocked them out of there. And they're going to be playing. Columbia hosts a playoff game. That's exciting for that town. Thanks, Jamie, for getting that up for folks. We'll try to show you that one more time, everybody. That's your matchups for next Friday night, semifinals, District 3.
The neat part about next Friday night, and I said this a lot earlier, District 3 was the only district in the state that didn't give the home field advantage to the higher seeded teams, and this year they're going to in all classifications, and I think that's a reward, and that's a little extra incentive to play for when you get down to Week 10.
A lot of interesting matchups as always, but I think the one that's most intriguing is Mannheim and Lower Dauphin at Hershey, where the winner of that game has an opportunity to play the rest of its season in the Big
Hershey.
House. That's amazing. And Mannheim treats Hershey like a home game as well. Big fella Bryant now, they're going to work him hard, and oh my goodness, the McCaskey defense is jumping on it now.
Well, what happens here sometimes, you start getting a little bit conservative. Well, we said before they started to set it down that they're not going to do anything different. They're going to keep pounding to Brian on the inside, try to establish the running game and not get fancy here because they do not want to cause a turnover. Right now, McCaskey has the momentum going on their side here, and if they can come up with the big stop here on third down, they're going to get decent field position with under 10 minutes to go in this ball game.
I tell you what, Jason Matthews and Derek Gardner, two underclassmen linebackers, have played very well, and have not seen them play a lot during the regular season. And Reading has to call a timeout. There's confusion again.
Well, that's the momentum going here.
We come back, big third down. All right, the huddle was breaking up as Coach Wolski gave his instructions to his team. He's had pulled some surprises out tonight.
Oh,
He's really surprised, folks. Let's see what he does here. You don't think he's going to pass?
I think they're going to go jet sweep to this side here. Yeah, they did. They threw it easy. They got motion in the backfield. Yep.
Bryant got off the mark too quickly. Threw a little flare pass, and the guy that was in motion, Khalees Cook, but swing pass to Cook. But it's
that pass there is like running a toss sweep. It's a very high percentage pass. Get it to your skilled people and let them run.
Look, here's where he throws it now. Wolski's really having a little lecture with Galan right now on the sidelines. He sends them back out. Now they're really in a mix. All that, they wasted a timeout.
Yes, they
that
did.
Drives you nuts, too.
You
When you
wasted
call a timeout. You did that. I saw your team do that here last year against McCaskey a couple times.
And they wasted a timeout, and they wasted a good play because that was a set-up play. Now, you doubt very much if they're going to come with that same play.
They got 3 wideouts, though. He's back to throw. He's looking. He's going to throw a fade. He just led him too far to Frizzell. Good coverage by Cooper. And look at the defensive players from McCaskey jumping around.
They're jumping up and down. You can see the momentum change here. The kids from McCaskey are feeling it right now. You know, high school football is all about momentum, Gordon. And you know, you got 10 minutes in this game left. And McCaskey right now has got excitement going. And they're excited about getting this ball back.
Football is a very emotional sport, but the nature of the physical contact of it, and it's a business of taking your lumps and getting back up. And right now, and McCaskey feels like they're getting back up right now. They got 2 good punt returners standing on the Reading 45. Here's the punt.
Nice punt.
It looks like Cooper's going to field it at the 50. Gets out of 1 tackle. Gets out of 2 tackles. He's down inside the 45. There's a late hit by Galan, but I think it was okay. I'm glad he didn't throw a flag for that.
Well, right now, McCaskey's going to start on the Reading 45-yard line with just over 10 minutes to go in this ball game. You can't ask for much more. You got a short field and an opportunity here to go ahead.
Al Wolski pointed out in our pregame show about how the series is almost, 27 McCaskey,
yes,
26
right.
Reading?
That's right.
And here it is, 20-18. This is an evenly matched contest. It's anybody's game right now.
Right now it is.
1st and 10 at the Reading 44. Fake handoff, play action, rolling Santana looking to throw and a run. Oh,
nice catch. And a beautiful throw by Santana on the run with the bootleg. That's Brandon Way.
Brandon Way made a great catch. Good for him in his senior game.
He's a heck of a wide receiver, and it's a shame that he had that injury last year in the springtime to that hamstring. Here's the bootleg pass. Santana on the run. Believe me, this is a tough throw when you're throwing the ball on the run here, and he just gets rid of it before he reaches the line of scrimmage, and a great catch by Brandon Way for a first down.
Right at the sidelines. Great camera work, guys. The Cleveland Brothers Scissors platform helping us out there. There's a little bit of option. Ooh, he had to make a good catch on that. Then he had to, they're going to call holding. I don't know about that. That was just collision type stuff there.
Here it comes.
They're going to call holding on the wide receiver pushing from the back. Chris Negron.
That's a big penalty because that's from the spot, which means it's going to be almost a 14-yard penalty for McCaskey.
Oh my goodness gracious! And I don't know if he could have avoided this. Look,
I guess he was. It looked like he was a little bit behind, but
he got locked up on Cook, I believe it was, but he just couldn't get away from him once Cook got past him.
Oh yes, he is. That's a good call by the official. He has hands on his back.
Things look pretty good for Brooks there. That's a big penalty. Ball's all the way back to the 42-yard line. 1st and 23. They got to go halfway to Neffsville for a first down. 3 stacks to the left. Here's looking like he wants to throw a screen. Gives it to Talton. Talton couldn't hold on.
Well, let me tell you something. Bryant was there waiting for him to catch the football. He read it quite well. And Bryant sitting in the middle here was keying the fullback because they were in a one-back set.
Nathan Lewigard, the defensive end, though, was all over this. He sensed it right away. He got back into where Talton was. And he just forced that ball to be kind of thrown not where Talton could catch it and run with. And, of course, James was there on the doorstep.
Yes, he was.
Waiting to answer the call.
Look out.
Ring the bell.
He'll ring your bell.
He'll ring
right.
Somebody's bell.
Ding dong, baby. He hit you.
for whom the bell tolls when Mr. James Bryant's in the neighborhood.
Double pass. Double pass.
Oh, how about this? He bounces it to him.
That's the double pass.
Look at this play. This is amazing.
Yes.
Brooks catches it, then fumbles and falls. That's stunning to watch that play.
The old trick plays.
He actually threw the ball backwards.
Purposely. That's an AstroTurf play. You realize that. And you see that all the time.
and it's just, hey, why not pull that out?
Yes.
So in essence, what you can do that because it's backwards. It's like a fumble.
It's a lateral.
Like a fumbled lateral. And then picking the ball up the throat is Brooks, or rather,
oh my, look at that.
Cooper
but you
picks
know
it
what?
up.
Reading did not stop. Usually what happens, they stop when they see the ball hit the ground, but they did not.
And then Brooks made a catch and then couldn't, kind of bobbled and had to go down with it. Here's Talton trying to get through there. Almost did.
Yes, he did. Now we're going to come up with the key 4th down and 3, long 3 basically for a first down here.
Real chess match though, going on back and forth coaching-wise.
Yes,
you don't always get a chance as coaches in high school to do this.
No
it's
doubt.
Going back and forth across the way here.
Well, they're going to come here right now. They're going to run the veer, or there's a good pad. They might come at the quarterback counter tray.
Big play. 4th down and 3 at the 23. Santana now telling Cooper to come on in tight into the slot. Santana, he's got 5 seconds to snap it. Puts his man in motion, keeps it himself. Oh, a great play, great fake. A great block and a great fake, and it's a first down. Angel Santana's having a whale of a game.
Oh, yeah, he did a super job in there. We said before the snap they'd run the veer because you got the triple option. He did a beautiful job reading the dive. Watch the replay here. They crashed on the dive. He kept it, and Bryant over-pursued on that play, and that gave Santana an opportunity to cut back to the inside.
Now, he over-pursued by about a half a step.
That's all you need.
Takes with a speedy little back like Santana. Runs like a tailback once he gets going. 1st and 10 for the Red Tornado at the 14. Option pitch to Brooks. Uh-oh, look out. There's Cook. Cook was there, and there came Bryant behind him, and they did not fake anybody out on that play.
No, not that time, man. They have a tough time getting outside with the pitch because the pursuit is so key. But they had great coverage over there. Again, Reading on that play there had everything covered, especially the quarterback here. You'll see him come down. The dive is taken, quarterback's taken, and here's pitch. There's nothing there that could have been done. No matter what had happened there, if they would have given it to the fullback, it would have been a no gain. Great job by Reading.
7 minutes to go in a football game. It's a great one. It's a shootout. 20-18 Reading. McCaskey knocking on the door, but the Reading defense is trying to hold on here and doing a pretty good job of it. 2nd down and 15. And now a penalty flag.
Oh, boy. I guess somebody moved up front.
And it's going to go against the Red Tornado. We got a Red Tornado and we got Red Knights.
See what's happening here right now. These penalties are bumping McCaskey back out of field goal range.
Well, Scotty Feldman there must have leaped 20 yards onto the field. He's not happy about that.
I mean, when this series started, McCaskey was in field goal range for an opportunity to go ahead, but now they're not, because you're looking at a 40-yard field goal, 40-some-yard field goal.
Speaking of Scott Feldman, is this his last game as coach of the Red Tornado?
You know, a lot of people think so.
Back to throw Santana. He's being chased.
What a job. What a beautiful play.
10. He's out of bounds inside the 10 of the 9. 1st and goal. No. Didn't get the first
I don't
down.
know.
No, he's got to go to the 4-yard line for a first down, not the 9. I'm looking at the wrong marker. He's got still 5 yards to get a first down.
I think he might have messed up a little bit there, not knowing where the first down marker was. That's when you put your head down and you get those few extra yards. But a great play by Santana in the pocket and seeing the valve off to the left, dumping it off. Now it's 3rd down and 4 with the ball on the 10, but they're in field goal range, Gordon.
About this Troy Godinay, man, this linebacker, he runs around there as well, and he's only a junior. He's going to be back there with Bryant next year. He's a good-looking player. He's everywhere. Under center. Santana. Give it to Talton. Talton at the 5. Inside the 5. He's going to get in for a touchdown. What a run by Talton. Nobody wanted to tackle him.
Beautiful run on the inside. Beautiful run on the inside.
Nobody wanted to tackle him. Touchdown, Red Tornado, and they have the lead.
Yes, they do. And, man, we got ourselves a ball game here. It's going to be an exciting finish. That great job by McCaskey right there. Taking over with a short field. Going on the ground, couple of nice pass plays. Santana, again, the key. That 4th down play there with the first down is the whole key to this drive, and now they get ahead.
All right, here's a big extra point. This has been an adventure for the Red Tornado tonight. I think it's Banzoff, John Banzoff, the sophomore will try it. There's the snap, there's the kick, it's blocked. And I mean, it was blocked by Cook.
Now, right now, that's not that important because it is a 4-point lead, and a field goal is not the difference.
Way Better Banking, only from Waypoint, and Waypoint Bank has sponsored all the extra points this year on prime time Saturday night football. And quite frankly, I haven't kept count of all the extra points, but we'll do that someday. Go back and count all these historic touchdowns on our first season of primetime Saturday Night Football. Look at this. 1, 2,
That's an
3.
A+ for effort on that play there, boy. A+.
He wanted to get in the house, and he was going to find a doorway somewhere. There's Goodson. Look at Goodson pushing and shoving.
Look at the blocking on the inside, too.
Nice blocking. Where was James Bryant there? Where did he get lost to there?
He got caught up in the traffic. He cut back a little bit, and that was all it took.
24-20. 24-20 now.
So we got a great ball game on our hands here, and we expect to see a lot of excitement over the next 6 minutes and 23 seconds.
Kicking off for McCaskey is Mike Grimm. And nobody wants to kick the ball deep to anyone because they're afraid they're going to run it back.
That's the truth.
And he strikes it low. Hard punch to Bryan, who picks it up at the 20. Oh my God! What a hit. And let me tell this number 31. Mike Randolph is 5'7", 175. He's a junior. He took on that big Division I talent and slugged him down. This is it right here, guys.
This is the hit of the year right here.
This is the prime
This is
time
the hit of the year.
Prime time hit of the year right there.
Oh my goodness!
That's a lot of fun. James. James has to like that. What a hit. That's what you look for in a kickoff team, though. Crazies.
That was the hit of the year, man.
I mean, Mr. Randolph must be a little bit crazy. That's all I got to say. Good hit, Mike. And James, way to jump up. Now they give it back to Bryant. Ability to compile all of your retirement benefits and current investment assets to determine adequacy of income at retirement. Winkin Associates Financial Services, Bob Langan, Certified Senior Advisor, specializes in retirement and estate planning. 763-7365. Take it down, Jim.
We got it here now, Gordon. I'll tell you what. This is going to be an exciting game. Now, Reading now has got to feel a little bit of pressure. There's 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the game. They need a big play.
2nd down 8, 29-yard line. We're in the fourth quarter. Anybody's football game, really, though. Here's a great effort by Galan. Javius Galan. And there's just some great football going on right now.
What a great ball game here right now. A lot of talent, people getting after it. Here comes a big play right now.
I think the kids are really playing with great intensity, but with some sportsmanship. You're seeing a lot of guys helping each other up and people just slapping plastic on each other here and having a good time. Playing some just good old-fashioned smash mouth football. This is their last chance that they can go out there and hit for real until next fall.
Next August.
Oh, man, that's a long ways away, isn't it?
I tell you, winning a ball game like this, it makes the offseason so nice.
Put it back in motion. They give it to the big fella. He wants to get there.
He couldn't get out of there.
And they got a hold of his ankle and held him. First down, Red Knights.
First down. Looks like this is going to be the deciding drive of the football game.
Look at Talton helping up Bryant. Isn't that great stuff? I love it. Hey, go out there and let each other have it as much as you got. But, you know, hey, pick the guy up. Love it. Great stuff.
McCaskey's over there saying, come on, let's go. This is the last drive of the ball game here right now. Holding on for dear life.
Oh, man.
That's a raging Bronco.
24-20. Red Tornado and the Red Knights are trying to answer with 4.5 to go. They're moving the football. Fake the handoff to Bryant.
Nobody's on the quarterback.
And he makes a great run out to the 49. If he beats Angel Santana, his counterpart, he's off to the races.
That was the first time all night long Galan picked up anything on the option to the outside. Nobody was on the quarterback that time. They took the veer dive on the inside. You'll see it here. They crashed, but nobody took the quarterback. Reading blocked the pitchman responsibility. Great play by the quarterback, Galan.
Well, Talton and Gardner are out there. They just got a little flat-footed to attack the runner. Hey, they ran it to the short side, too.
Here comes the same play.
Pitch it back. No, he keeps it. And that time, let's check out Amanda Goodman on the sidelines. Who do you have, Amanda?
With me right now is Reading running back Jason Paulson, who was sidelined tonight with a thumb injury. Jason, 4 minutes left in the game. What are you telling your team in the huddle right now to get the momentum facing their way?
Well, we got to put the ball in the end zone. We got to prevent the penalties. Just got to play hard now.
What do you think? Are they missing your yards out there today?
I think so, yeah.
Best of luck to you. Back to you guys.
All right, great stuff, guys. Jason, thank you for your time, and hope you get better. I know we're going to see you had a great game against Hempfield.
Boy, he did. 200 yards rushing almost.
All right, second down and long at the midfield stripe. Galan's going to throw a quick out
screen.
here. The ball's on the ground. It's a fumble.
It's a fumble.
Who's got the football? I think Reading recovered. Oh, that was a break. And Hinterschnitz got in there and grabbed it. He's a good-looking defensive back. But Richard wasn't Johnny on the spot here. Richard on the spot.
Well, Gordon, we're down under 3 minutes to go in this game here, Bull. Look at that. That
just dropped the ball
on the ground.
And there's Hinterschitz to cover up. Clock is running, 2:45 to go. Talk about the guy with the football last is the guy's going to win it. Now they're going to put Frizzell wide to the right, 46-yard line. Going to give it to Bryant into the second. Oh, he's going to go off for the races. One man to get by. They can't hold him. He's going to score a touchdown. He gallops in. He got out of 2 tackles. He ran through Cooper's tackle at the 20, and then he met up with James Brook at the 5, and he goes in for the touchdown. But they may have scored too quickly. Who knows?
Wow.
Reading takes the lead, 26-24, and just like every Reading McCaskey game, and the rest of District 3 now gets to see what this rivalry is all about.
Boy, that was a heck of a run, man. They came out there with that veer option to the right side. Gave it to the big guy.
What a great football game. How about James high kicking it from 5 and in? That's his 3rd touchdown of the night, Jim.
Now, he's a horse. We all know it.
Oh, here's the extra point. It's a big one, too. Kick is up, and it looks like it's good. 27-24, 2:23 to go. Way better banking only from Waypoint. The Waypoint extra point. Oh, we got a great finish coming up. 27-24, Red Knights over Red Tornado. Wow. Lusk gets ready to kick off for the Red Knights. 27-24, what a run. What a stunning run by Bryant.
Unbelievable.
There's Bryant ready to go down and make the tackle here. He doesn't come off the field.
No, he doesn't.
Squib kick at the 20s, picked up by Cooper. Cooper slips and falls. He tries to duck the tackler, Norman DeBooth, who was running down in to make a tackle. Taquan Cooper.
Now we're going to look for some big plays. Here comes a touchdown. It's the veer off to the right side. The big problem is nobody took the veer. Nobody took the dive, which they've been doing all night long. They didn't do it there, and Galan made them pay for it with Bryant. And there's the strip. He went for the strip rather than tackle. And boy, wow.
Oh, look at that finish too, huh? He got those high tops too. James Bryant, what a character, what a personality, what a player. Here's Santana on play action, rolling right. Gonna throw and a run, incomplete. Looking for his buddy Brandon Way, incomplete. Good coverage out there, and he's been good all night. Curtis Barrett has been all over the place defending Brandon Way.
Yes, he is. I mean,
tell you what,
he
had some running room if he tucks it under and goes.
Yeah, they came back with that play. They were very successful with this same play a while earlier when Brandon Way made a great catch. Same kind of deal here. Brandon Ray's running the comeback on the sideline. Just let the ball release a little bit too high, a little bit overthrown. Second
down and 10 at the 27. 2:12 to go. Red Tornado thought they were in shape there until they got the Galloping Gourmet going.
Boy, I'll tell you.
He's something else. Back to throw. Santana in trouble. Gets away from the pressure.
There's
rolling
nobody.
Right. Throws. Oh, a nice catch. Nice passing catch.
I was just going to say there's nobody open, and there's Cooper. He finds him. He throws a needle.
He just threw a BD right in there.
Yes, he did.
First down. Red Tornado, less than 2 minutes now. They'll stop the clock to move the chains. Here's the play again. Talton with some pass protection. Louis Guard got off the block. Flushes him to the right. Santana on the run throws a bullet. And look at that catch.
Nice ball.
Right in front of Godney. Here's a rollout to the left.
There's
Santana
it wide open here.
Looking for Daniel. Jarrell Daniel with the catch. 45, 44-yard line, 45-yard line. Clock stops with 1:41 to move the chains. Another first down. Red Tornado. Now we're seeing a passing game.
Yes, great comeback route. Great comeback route. Nice job by Santana coming on the corner and delivering the ball. Here's a great job by this quarterback. Nice ball, good catch. First down and 10 on the 45-yard line.
Four wide outs.
1:41 to go.
4 wide outs. Talton's the only back. They're going to go right to Talton. He always fakes it. Santana keeps it. Follows Talton after faking the handoff. Inside the 40 to the 38.
And that clock keeps running here right now. What they tried to do there is you've got Reading back on their heels a little bit because of the pass, and they tried to sneak the run in there.
Oh, look at that picture work from the end zone. Great work, guys. No huddle. Talton on the handoff. Oh, he goes right down like a brick. Nice play, Louis guard.
They got the first down, though, Gordon.
Did he get the first down? I don't think so. I think he's short. The clock's going to keep running, 102, and they're going to call it. They lost 5 seconds there to get a measurement. No, he's going to call it a first down. And you lose 5-6 seconds there while the officials try to figure it out.
You remember earlier they had to use a timeout on a 2-point play, so hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt them here in the end because their timeouts are limited.
They're down to the 35 now with 55 seconds, clock running. Santana looking to throw. Oh my goodness, Cook almost guessed it and picked it off. Cooper kind of stood out there and it was going to head up the sidelines, and Cook was right there. Oh, look at this play. Look at Cook.
Just a little bit.
You know what, though? It's a chancy thing, because if it gets, he doesn't get it, it's off to the races down the sidelines.
No doubt.
Cook made the right decision because he made the play, but if he doesn't, he's a goat. 50 seconds to go. Clock was stopped because of the incompletion. They're on the 34. 2nd and 10.
Let's see what kind of trick Scott Feldman has now. Quarterback draw.
It's open up.
It is open.
Oh, big open.
Oh, my.
He's to the 15.
He's going to go.
He's to the 10. He's to the 5.
He's
Touchdown.
in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Oh, my
God.
Oh, my.
Angel Santana. What a play by the quarterback. The senior did not want to go home with a loss, obviously. Unbelievable play. It opened up. It was a great call by Coach Feldman. But great calls are only great calls when you got players that make the plays. Well, it's still 41 seconds to go, guys. Anything can happen here.
Oh, Santana, what a beautiful play on that quarterback draw.
34-yard quarterback draw for a touchdown by Santana. Angel Santana. Here's the extra point by John Banzoff. 41 seconds to go. Extra point, the waypoint extra point. Snap is down. Kick gets through.
Good.
He slipped and fell, but he kicked it through anyways.
This game's not over yet now.
31-27 with 41.6. Waypoint. Way better banking from Waypoint.
What a comeback.
Here it is again.
What a comeback.
Oh, there's a
I mean, he set up that draw beautiful. Look at that play.
Look at the blocking, though. Everybody locked up on somebody there.
The acceleration, though. He got in the secondary, and he ran away from people.
Khalees Cook is going to try to get him, but just couldn't get there quick enough.
Not quick enough.
Boy, oh boy, there's two fast players. And really, the blocking was on the line of scrimmage, and then it opened up. It was just there. It was so much wide open green once he got to the secondary. 34-yard touchdown run.
Has Santana saved his best game for last? I mean, he has played a fantastic football game.
James Bryant with 3 touchdowns. Angel Santana with 3 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, I mean Santana's been fantastic. What am I going? Can't get the words out here right now.
Tongue-tied there.
Amazing, yeah. On television, I got tongue-tied. I couldn't get it out. Fantastic football game by that young man to come back and lead for Tornado when it looked like things were really in bad shape to turn it around. But this game's not over yet. Who picked this game for the last game of the year? Who's going to take the honor on that one?
Well, who do you think?
Great choice.
58 points. They scored 100 and what they score 101 last year. Now they got 58, 99. I guess they scored last year. 101 or 51, 58 this year. These guys have put almost $150 up in 2 years of football. If you had the over and under at 58, you're in the business. There's a low kick. Oh, and it flops up, and Evans picks it up at the 10. He goes down at the 17. Good coverage by the Red Tornado. Well, Evans, well, you never know. He gets his hands on the ball, and anything can happen.
Let's see what happens here. Does Reading have something in their bag of tricks to pull off and this would be remarkable if they were to get down now.
We've seen the skip lateral. We've seen great runs and hits. We've seen little guys 175 pounds taking on 35-pound All-American linebackers. Ooh, what a game. What a way to wrap up the regular season. We hope to have good information, some exciting information about playoff football. We'll have to get right out of here so we can go to the news on WOH Channel 15, primetime news following primetime Saturday Night Football. Galan with a little quick.
There's the reverse.
It was a quick hitch pass, and he handed the ball. Frizzell handed it off to the running back coming around. So that was a little version of the of a hook and ladder, only it was on a pitch. It was a handoff.
Yes, it was. A little bit of trickery right there. I mean, that's all you have. That's all you have left here. Here it is right now.
Here it is. Cook is coming around. He takes the handoff from Frizzell, and James Brooks stayed home.
Yes,
Didn't get
he did.
Faked out.
Super job.
28.1 seconds as Reading calls another timeout. I think that's going to be no timeouts. They're out of timeouts. All right, Jim, what do you come up with here?
There's no play in the playbook that's worth 80 yards, if you know what I mean. I mean, you got to go for the long ball and hope for a tip ball. Someone slips, something freaky happens, because in situations like this, you just cross your fingers and pray.
Well, I think Reading thought they had this, and I think we all thought that.
I mean, I did too. I didn't think that McCaskey would be able to come back after Reading answered and went ahead. I just didn't think it would happen, but they fooled us all, Gordon.
Well, it doesn't get any better than this, and you hate to see one of these teams not win a football game tonight. They both have played brilliantly, and really just for the reason of playing good football.
Here's the reverse pass. Throw back to the quarterback. There he is.
Cook, but no one's out here. Incomplete. Galan didn't get down the field far enough, but I'll tell you what, Cook has a nice arm. He put it right out there.
That's the play that they threw against us last week to score their touchdown in the first quarter. Cook laid it out perfectly. Galan caught it for 6 points. I mean, and that's exactly what they came back here with.
Cook really has a nice throw. He really winged it out there. He threw it about 50 yards. 20.4 seconds ago, 3rd and 8. The ball on the 19-yard line.
Now they're going to go long. Obviously, they're going to go long, take the ball, throw it down the side. They're going to come wide field right here where you have one-on-one coverage. You just take your shot at it and go for it.
They need to get something down the middle where somebody can catch and run. There's Galan rolling right. He's being chased. He throws. And it's incomplete. Did it get caught? No. Oh, I thought Santana had the interception. I thought maybe Louisgard might catch it. Ball hits the turf. 4th and 8. This is the ball game right here. 11.6 seconds. I want to thank everybody that made primetime Saturday Night Football possible. Jed Donnie, who's not with us tonight. Jamie Wechter, our executive producer, did a great job. Amanda Goodman did wonderful work on the sidelines tonight. I think she's a keeper. And Jimmy James Cantafio. Jim, we'll be talking to you during the week and talking to you, obviously. How about joining us on Sports Fever Radio Show Thursday night?
All right, give us a call. We'll be there.
Okay, and of course, he'll be getting ready for the Muhlenberg Mules in a real Berks County bash.
Yes, it will be. A big game next Friday night.
11.6
You know, the one
seconds
thing,
ago.
too, here, both these football teams, Gordon, deserve to be in the District 3 playoffs because they're both caliber football teams.
And he gets sacked, and that's it. Joe Holler, aptly in his final game as a senior, gets the sack on Nick Galan. And who knows? Next time we see Joe Holler in the field will be the Big 33 game, but after that, he'll be wearing possibly
hopefully blue and white. Blue and white.
Now, they'll have to snap the ball with 1.6 seconds to go. But hey, Reading, what a great job by Reading. What a great job by both teams. And we're going to get out here we'll break and take off. Folks, thanks everybody for joining Primetime Saturday Night Football. There's the winning touchdown by Angel Santana. McCaskey 31, Reading 27. Good night, everybody.